where we have a special ceremony, but first we're going to have the lineups. First for the Upperman Bees. Leading off, number 3, the DH, Green. Batting second, number 28, Worshing. Batting third, number 15, Sharp. Cleanup, number 20, Huddleston. Batting fifth, number 6, Green. Batting sixth, number 16, Brown. Batting seventh, number 8, Barnes. Batting 8th, number 11, Mullins. Batting 9th, number 1, Hedrick. And batting, and for the DH, Mathis playing center field. And now the starting lineup for your Smith County Owls. Leading off, the shortstop, number 5, Cole Hackett. The pitcher for this evening, number 11, Riley Martin. The catcher for tonight's ball game, number 1, Max Long. Batting cleanup, number 34, your first baseman, Ethan Montgomery. Playing third base, number 28, Jacob Lapham. Playing right field, number 26, Jaden Preston. Your DH this afternoon, number 21, Morgan Sinclair. Playing second base, number 19, Drake Brown. Playing center field, number 7, Walker Hackett. And playing left field, number 22, Ben Howell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you will, if you're able, please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Smith County High School. Today's game will be between Upperman High School and your Smith County Owls. Before today's game, Smith County High School would like to take this time to recognize one of its biggest supporters throughout the last several years, Mr. Jerry Gammon, Sr. Over the last few years, another phase of improvements has been initiated and completed to our baseball facility. Jerry Gammon played a vital role in those improvements that the team and the fans enjoy today. Jerry had the Owls baseball program constantly on his mind. He was a source of encouragement, a coworker, a supporter, and most importantly, a fan. Jerry's constant support and desire to see Smith County baseball evolve into a championship caliber program is evident in the facility we have today. The newest improvements and buildings were completed just prior to the 2024 season. That year, the Owls rewarded their fans and supporters with a season that culminated into a state tournament appearance. Today, to commemorate Jerry and his support of our baseball program, Smith County High School is dedicating the indoor batting facility in left field to the memory of Jerry Gammon Sr. in honor of his vision and support of Owl baseball. The Gammon family would like to acknowledge that Jerry's vision and wishes would not have been achieved without the overwhelming support from parents, fans, and the community that is Smith County. Now, Coach Smith will have one of the Gammon family members throw out the first pitch.
Light him up, Bennett.
Pay attention out in left field, they're revealing. Thank you to our players, the coaches, the families, the community, and once again, especially, thank you, Jerry.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville. The largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome into Smith County High School in Carthage, Tennessee, the site of the high school baseball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture. And we got a good one for you on tap as the hosting Smith County Owls take on the visiting Upperman Bees. I'm Noah McKay on the call, joined by Jacob Vincent. Cameron Hughes producing things for us here on a beautiful Friday afternoon for baseball in the Upper Cumberland. And one of the premier players in the state of Tennessee, the Alabama commit, Riley Martin on the mound for the Smith County Owls, who are playing great baseball. 12-7 on the season, winners of 3 games in a row, and they've scored at least 12-plus runs in each of those 3 games. An Upperman team that had a very good start to the week and then a blip yesterday, falling against Soddy Daisy in a time clock ending ball game that may have gone for about 4 hours a day ago, but coming off of a season sweep of 2 games against their rival Livingston Academy. Fun matchup today, Jacob, and one of the premier players in the state on the bump for the Owls.
Absolutely. Riley Martin has been absolutely tremendous this season. It's his 5th start of the season and pitched a ton. Just 18 innings on the year so far, but in every game that he has pitched, the Owls have gotten a win, and a couple of those have been run rule victories. He's got an 0.41 ERA. He's only allowed 1 earned run in the 18 innings so far this season in 4 starts, and the strikeout numbers are pretty gaudy as well. 13, 10, 9, and 9. And so so he is able to rack up the strikeouts, doesn't walk a lot of batters, and you can see the movement on that breaking pitch right there. The fastball, he can elevate that velocity up there as well. So for the Bees, it's going to be tough today. You're going to have to take on essentially an ace on the other side in Smith County, even though he doesn't pitch a ton in some of their district matchups, at least the end this week, probably because they were saving him for this game here today against the Bees. But it's always a good time whenever the Bees and the Owls get together.
And Riley Martin's going to feel like he has an opportunity to feast against a very young Upperman Bee lineup. Let's get to the Quick Cash Pond starting lineup today for the Bees on the road. And our head coach Wes Shanks leading things off. The designated hitter Braden Green moves up into the number 1 spot in the order. He'll be followed up by the shortstop Chris Worsing. Batting third is the third baseman Carson Shoup. Cleaning up things is the catcher Denton Huddleston. Batting fifth is the right fielder Jackson Green. He'll be followed up by the first baseman Sawyer Brown. In the 7th spot, the pitcher today for Upperman, Maddox Barnes. Batting 8th is the second baseman Dawson Mullins. And batting 9th is the left fielder Andrew Hedrick. Upperman in their black uniforms with gold numbers and letters. Smith County in their home white uniforms and pants with black numbers on the front and the back. Happy to be along with you today. Couldn't ask for much better weather. Sunny, 83 degrees. It is breezy right to left across the diamond here in Carthage. Riley Martin, one of the top players in the Upper Cumberland, opens the game with a fastball across at the knees for strike 1.
Yeah, 89 on the gun to open it up with the fastball as well. So not the same velocity that the Bees were facing yesterday.
And the next one to Green, that one misses low and outside, and it is 90. This is a premier player, and Green steps out. We had a game yesterday where we didn't see a pitch by either team as that one inside. He thought about calling it a strike and then called it a ball. 2-1. That was an interesting call there. We didn't see a pitch thrown above 78 miles an hour. Already seen 3 today, and there will be a lot more. As the 2-1 from Martin, that one, same spot. A little more decisive call, 3-1.
Well, you got Brayton Green in this leadoff spot now. When we mentioned the on-base percentage for Green, it's just been sky high early on this season.
And he works a walk.
And that's a big reason right there. He leads the team in walks. Now his 11th walk drawn on the season for Green. And it just has been able to get on base with the best of them now. An on-base percentage over 441. He's also skyrocketed his batting average to 240 since he has come back from injury. So he has done a solid job at getting on base in limited appearances so far.
It is a Nick's Restaurant walk for Braden Green. He'll head down to first. That's the table for Chris Worsing, who was in a little bit of uncharted territory. First pitch swing for Worsing, and he broke it just like that. I was going to say, for the first time in his high school career, he's slumping. This one got away and left. Green rounds third. He will score with ease. Worsing heading to third. A mistake in the outfield allows a run to strike for Upperman. They have been sensational in first innings this season. They have a 1-0 lead on the single and error, I have to imagine, out in left.
Well, and we talked about it for Martin on the mound. He's only allowed 1 earned run on the year. Obviously, that continues, but a great job by Chris Worsing. It looked like he had a new bat up there as well, trying to get out of that slump a little bit. And what a way to do it right there as you bring home the first run of the game.
Batting just 100 this week, but Worsing has the single and then ends up at third, and Carson Shoup goes first pitch chasing the high cheese, 0-1. For Shoup. We'll tell you about the alignment in the field for Smith County coming up, but a fast start for Upperman against Riley Martin and the Owls as they lead 1-0.
Yeah, heads up base running by both Green and Worsing as well as that breaking ball gets away.
Gets away, and now Worsing heads home. There will be no play on the wild pitch. Upperman makes it 2-0.
I mean, that's a great start. I mentioned the Smith County team. They've won 3 games in a row, scoring 12 runs or more in that 3-game stretch. And what a start for these Bees here early on against Riley Martin, who has been really solid so far this season.
Max Long behind the dish. He tried to block that one up, but it bounced in front on the breaking ball. We've seen a ton of fastballs early from Riley Martin. Now the bases are empty to Shoup as he lays off that one, which again tips off the mitt. That time the pass ball, and it's 2-1.
Martin has given up a max of 2 runs in an outing so far this season. 2 against Friendship Christian, 2 against York, 1 against Cannon County, and no runs given up against Monterey his last time out on the 23rd of March.
Breezy winds. You can see it on the American flag in center field as this one gets away from Martin again. 89 on the gun, but trying to pinpoint it as he's now behind of Carson Shoup, 3-1. This is an order that makes some sense for Wes Shanks. He's changed it around a couple of times this week as the 3-1 to Shoup foul tipped back, and we got a battle now at 3-2. Shoup's bat has roared to life, as you mentioned, Jacob. After a slow start, he's figured things out. He's got a fan in the front row, Gracie Butler in the building. Here comes the 3-2 home. That one, I think it clipped him. And either way, It was a hit by pitch. It'll head down to first.
And look at that. He's wearing the elbow guard now. I mentioned it. He got hit a couple of times. That time it actually got him on the right arm as he kind of turned and it hits him on that right arm. So he's got the elbow guard on the left arm finally. That one hits him on the right arm, and he takes a free base down to first. Been getting hit quite a bit here in these last few games for Carson Shoup.
So third straight base runner to reach for Upperman to open the game, and here comes one of them with these very impressive freshmen. Denton Huddleston climbs in the cleanup spot. And yesterday on the way to Sweetwater, as he watches a fastball on the outside corner for strike one, we were talking about the lineup for Upperman. I said, I think I'd put Denton Huddleston in the 4 and just leave him there. And he's there today. Shoup takes his lead at first. He's been caught a couple of times this week as the next one misses inside. And they got the outside corner, now trying to get the inside. That one just a little bit too far, and it's 1-1.
That's kind of the tough thing for Coach Shanks this year is he does have a very young team, but you want to try to find that right lineup, but you also want to let them get comfortable in those spots in the lineup.
1-1, slider, and again, this one gets away from Long. Shoup will advance 90 feet on another wild pitch, and you combine a walk, single, hit by pitch, and E7, 2 wild pitches. You have a 2-0 ball game, and Upperman threatening for more here in the top of the first.
Yeah, just struggling to find that first out here in this first inning so far as Martin, he's been in and around the strike zone, but the Bees have been pretty patient with their approach so far.
The 2-1 coming to Huddleston. He'll chop this one early. Work for the shortstop who bounds up to it, makes the grab, throws to first with time for out number 1. That's a nice job at short by Cole Hackett. First out of the game for the Owls defense. Runner moves over in the form of Shoup. Here comes Jackson Green, trying to bring him home.
Yeah, and that feels good for the Owls right there in the field. You finally get that first down. It does move the runner over to third base, though, so a productive out for Denton Huddleston. And here comes Jackson Green. He's been swinging it well, up to 275 now on the season.
And Green immediately is going to call time before he even sees a pitch. The freshman Jackson Green trying to do what his brother did, Braden, who walked, came around to score to open up this inning. First pitch into him, a fastball, gets the call on the outside corner. It's 0-1. That's been a favorable spot so far for the pitcher. See if Martin starts to lean on it.
Yeah, you mentioned that yesterday with Andrew Hedrick at the plate. And if it's thrown there, you don't swing at it. You're not going to do anything with it.
He went right back to it, and that one's foul tipped into the mitt quickly, 0-2, and see if Riley Martin's found his groove a little bit out there. Once he gets rolling, look out, he can really stack up the Ks.
Yeah, pinpointed the fastball a couple of times there.
Here comes the 0-2. He threw it again. This time Green just smacks it foul. We'll do it one more time.
That's a really good job by Green. You got to speed up a little bit. Obviously, the much more velocity than you were facing yesterday. He's able to foul that one off and try to get something he can handle.
It is 3 straight fastballs in the same location for Riley Martin. He'll rise the 0-2. He tried to get it again. This one a couple more inches outside, and it's 1-2.
A little bit more elevated that time as well. Not a bad spot on a 2-strike count.
1-2 is Long, gives the sign. Martin delivers a slider that Green just tips to stay alive. We'll do it again.
That's got so much movement. It starts it on that outside part of the plate, almost in that other batter's box, and able to break it back towards the zone.
Upperman, no doubt, wants to get into the Smith County bullpen today. A big deal with that would be the pitch count. 21 pitches so far for Riley Martin in the first inning. The 1-2 fastball, this one in on the hands. Right back to Martin. He'll throw behind the runner at third. Now a throwback hits him, and Shoup will score. And now Green on the deflection going to advance over into scoring position. So Shoup got caught in no man's land, but then the throw right into the back. And we're going to have a trip out to the mound early for Coach Smith to have a word with Riley Martin as Upperman makes it 3-0. And really another mistake. All 3 runs have come off of Smith County Owl mistakes in the field.
And honestly, not a bad decision there by Carson Shoup. You mentioned he got caught in no man's land, but then committed to one side. And obviously works out for him as he's able to score on the play. And a nice job by him. And then heads up base running as well by Green, who's able to take advantage and move up in the process. So the Bees just smart baseball right now. We saw that in an inning yesterday, a very young team, but they're playing really smart baseball right now.
A fielder's choice, E5 on the board there. On the stat sheet, we've got Jeff Petey Goolsby, the best in the world, on stats to our right. And if you're West Shanks, you got to love this start. 3-0 here on the road in the first high school baseball game of the week of the year.
You know who likes it better? Maddox Barnes.
Maddox Barnes really likes that. Yeah, we'll talk about young Maddox Barnes on the other side, but he is going to have a lead. Here comes maybe the hottest bat in the order, though. Sawyer Brown climbing in. He's 308 on the season, but he's been blistering. Gets the start at first today defensively, but he's got a runner at second and still only 1 out. And Riley Martin's got to think, what do I got to throw here? He's been throwing some good pitches. Look back a couple of times. Now he'll deliver in a fastball. That one revs away, and wonder what the message was from Coach Smith. We got a lot of baseball still to go, but a fast start for the visitors.
It's just fundamental plays. I mean, even on that throw there, you got to go inside or outside. You got to pick one. You can't go right up the line. And that's why it hits him right in the middle of the back.
Good fastball right across the plate. It's 1-1. And yeah, shoot, he was right in the middle of the base paths and just threw it right into him.
Well, it's the same thing for a catcher on a bunt. You got to pick one side or the other, or drop third, whatever it is.
You asked yesterday, is it after the first pitch or first strike? It's after the first strike.
Yep.
Sawyer Brown going to call time after the first strike. He does there.
Well, sometimes you'll see guys do it after 2 strikes. I kind of like it with the 1 strike, kind of in the middle of the AB.
Big lead for Green out at second, and Martin, recognizing that, going to step off and looking back.
And Green was reading it well the whole time, too. He was already heading back, nobody holding him on.
1-1 with 1 out in a big first inning for the visiting Upperman Bees. Riley Martin with the 1-1. That one inside, misses. A good grab by Long. A couple gotten behind him. That time he snags it.
And we've seen that it's not the biggest backstop in the world. It is bigger than some that we've been at here recently, and it already played a big factor as Chris Worsing was able to score as he got away from Long.
2-1. Fastball high. This one sent a mile into the air. It is breezy up there. Not the easiest play against the sun, but a nice job to come up and man center field by Walker Hackett for the game's second out.
Yeah, that's a really good job. He was playing pretty deep as well with Brown at the plate and the wind kind of blowing out. He hits it high in the air. He's able to get underneath and make a nice play with a runner in scoring position. And now get that second out of the inning. And Maddox Barnes, who's already got a 3-run cushion that he'll have on the mound, he's going to try to help himself out with still a runner at second.
Max Long catches the balls and strikes. Ethan Montgomery's over at first. Drake Brown's at second. Over at third is Jacob Lapham, and the shortstop is Cole Hackett. We mentioned Walker Hackett in center. Out in left is Ben Howell, and the right fielder being hit for today is Morgan Sinclair is hitting for him as Maddox Barnes does climb in. He's behind the count 0-1 to Riley Martin. He revs up another heater on the outside corner, quickly ahead 0-2. And lower third in the order, you would expect, as Jaden Preston is the right fielder today, you would expect Martin to really rely on the fastball against the bottom 3 hitters in the order. The 0-2, he did. Waved at and missed strike 3. The first quality family strikeout of the game for Riley Martin. But Upperman strikes for 3 in the top of the first. Maddox Barnes will be on the hill for Upperman on the other side. This is the high school baseball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics on UCR. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear DJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
3-0, Upperman strikes in the top of the first inning, and young Maddox Barnes on the hill for Upperman. He's had a little bit of an up-and-down start, but he's got some life as part of this rotation of guys trying to find their footing behind a well-established top 3 for Wes Shanks of Jackson Green, Chris Worsing, and Braden Wolke. Maddox Barnes feels like he's got an opportunity to enter that top 3 with a strong performance today against the Smith County Owls lineup that will bat 1 through 9 like this in the Quick Cash Pawn starting lineup. Cole Hackett leads things off. He'll be followed up by the pitcher Riley Martin. Batting third is the catcher Max Long. He'll be cleaned up by the first baseman Ethan Montgomery. Batting fifth is the third baseman Jacob Lapham. Batting sixth, the designated hitter to sports star Morgan Sinclair. Batting seventh, the second baseman Drake Brown. Batting eighth is the center fielder Walker Hackett. And rounding out the order today for Coach Smith is the left fielder Ben Howell. Mentioned Maddox Barnes. He's got some moxie to him out on the mound. We saw him get his first action against Kingston where they were down big early. He got him back into it with his play on the mound. A little bit up and down at times, but Barnes making his 5th appearance, his 3rd start with a 5.69 ERA. He's 1-1, 16 innings pitched. He's allowed 16 runs, 13 earned, 8 strikeouts to 6 walks, with opponents hitting .269 against him. And Smith County will look for a quick answer as Cole Hackett climbs in for his first AB of the afternoon.
And for Barnes, his last time out was a start against Trousdale County at Gibbs last week on Friday. Went 4-30, got the win, 3 hits, 4 runs. Only 3 of them were earned, 5 strikeouts and 4 walks. And he just kind of ran out of gas at the end of it, but was really, really solid through those first 4 innings.
I have no idea where that pitch missed as it's a called ball. Want to know? Maybe a tick
A little bit low.
Cool ceremony before is Jerry Gaiman Sr. was honored for his many, many years of contributions here to Smith County, the new baseball facility out. As that dots up the inside corner, it's 1-1. Aptly named after the Gaiman family, just legendary here in Carthage. Brought that to you live. Cole Hackett in a 1-1 count against Maddox Barnes. This one flared out and into no man's land. It'll drop in the Bermuda Triangle, a leadoff single for Cole Hackett. Get your popcorn ready. We can have some fun this afternoon as he sets the table for Riley Martin, who hit a ball earlier this week. Goose was here. Down the hill. He tomahawked it out of here. Talk about home run power. This guy maybe number 1 on the list in the Upper Cumberland. If not him, talking about a KJ Anderson from Cookeville.
Yeah, and obviously he's probably going to be a little frustrated right now. 3 runs across the most he's allowed already this season in an outing. So going to try to help himself out at the plate with a runner on first.
Well, he certainly could cut the deficit to 1 with 1 swing of the bat. Upperman no doubt knows it. Big lead for Hackett over there at first. Barnes, a righty, has to check over his shoulder. First pitch across for strike 1, and that was 64 miles an hour. About the 2 most polar opposites velocities as you're going to find in a matchup.
This is more of kind of what we saw yesterday at Sweetwater with the slower velocities, but that's got a lot of movement on it. Starts kind of at the middle of the plate and breaks all the way to the outside part.
Hackett bouncing around over at first. Barnes is going to throw there. That's a great move, and it bounced off of Hackett, which is fortunate for Upperman because that ball was going into foul territory. It would have been at least to second for Hackett. Instead, he'll stay at first.
I mentioned it was a pretty good move. He had him leaning, just wasn't a great throw. And unfortunate, it hits Hackett on the way down and just kind of stays right in front.
Sawyer Brown has not played a ton over at first. He is there today. We'll tell you about the alignment in the infield and outfield for Upperman here upcoming in just moments. As Hackett again leans off. And another throw over, this time a little bit better throw. But again, Brown couldn't get it quite cleanly. Hackett back in plenty of time.
Feels a little more natural today out in the field, especially in the infield for these Bees.
I think both of us are in agreement. This lineup makes a little bit more sense. And you saw it in the top half of the first. Why I think we probably feel that way. But again, trying to tinker with things, especially in these non-district games. As Hackett bounces, Barnes delivers to Martin. Brought that breaking ball again. This time Martin lays off, and it's 1-1.
And if I'm Barnes on the mound, I'm throwing that every single time. If I walk him, I walk him. But if you're able to at least get him to swing, make some soft contact, which is not an easy thing to do, that's what you're looking for.
That pitch can't be sent a long
Exactly.
way. Something else absolutely could for Riley Martin. Barnes again. Hackett bouncing around. Huddleston caught 2 runners a day ago. Another throw over. That was the closest one, but Shane Qualls in the field says he's back in time.
Well, and Hackett, he knows he's got the young guy on the mound. He's trying to toy with him a little bit. He knows there's an arm behind the plate as well, so he's got a healthy lead, but he's been able to get back in easily each time.
With those 2 runners caught stealing, there was also a lot of success for Sadi Daisy being aggressive on the base paths a day ago. A little feast or famine. Hackett does go. This one on the ground, and it's right where the second baseman left. Into center. Hackett churning into third. He gets the stop sign from Malone Smith, and it's runners at the corners on the single hit and run for Riley Martin.
Yeah, really nice job by Martin, and he kind of looked like he decided, all right, he's running, let's go. And a good job, Mullins. He's got to go cover the bag. It's hit right where he was, and there's nothing he can do about it. Great job by Martin. He gets a runner on. He'll get a runner on for himself, and he gets a runner over to third in the process.
In the field today for Upperman, Denton Huddleston catches the balls in strike. Sawyer Brown is at first. Dawson Mullins moves from short to second. Chris Worsing is at short. Carson Shoup back at third. Out in left field for the Bees is Andrew Hedrick. The right fielders Jackson Green and Dalton Mathis, quarterback center. Runners at the corners as Smith County looks to immediately answer. Max Long at the plate for his first AB. Barnes slides and delivers this one flared over towards Mullins, who fields it on a hop. Throws to short for 1. Throw to first in time as the Bees trade 1 run for 2 outs. The 4-6-3 double play give Long an RBI But now the base is clear with 2 outs.
Yeah, and a good job by that right side of the infield, Mullins. It was going to be a tough play. He's kind of got the sun beating down on him. It's that spinner. He's able to knock it down, flip to second. Good throw by Wersing as well. And I mentioned, feels a little more natural here in the infield. You've got Wersing back at shortstop, played a ton of that last year. Mullins, the younger freshman, now at second base, feels a little bit easier over there at second for him.
Ethan Montgomery climbs in. Now base is empty. Smith County back within 2 at 3-1. And that's one of those, you love the RBI if you're an Owl fan, but the 2 outs, that hurts because you'd love a big inning in response. Still could get it, just be a little tougher as the first pitch is waved at and missed.
And a great job by the Bees defensively. You're able to convert and empty the base paths, and now you can focus on the batter.
That one misses outside, 1-1 from Barnes as Montgomery's at the plate. Lapham on deck next if they could find a way to extend this frame. Going to be 8-9-1 due up for Upperman in the top of the second. 1-1 from Barnes. That one misses low and inside. Picked out of the dirt by Huddleston. And it's 2-1. Live on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel today, Mayberry's Furniture, the presenting sponsor of the Game of the Week all season long, all year long. And they are back with us for high school football starting in a couple of months. Before you know it, here comes the 2-1. Montgomery sends this one into left. Another base hit for the Owls, whose bats are alive early on. Inning continues for Jacob Lapham with Montgomery standing at first.
It's a really good piece of hitting. He got a few pitches on the outside part of the plate, finally gets one he can handle and just sends it that way. Really nice piece of hitting. And how about the facility? We mentioned obviously Jerry Gammon Sr. had a lot to do with it, both the press box right behind us. You got the hitting facility out there, brand new locker room as well for the Owls. But then this field is gorgeous, and you can see it there. It hit to the outfield, takes a couple of bounces, almost plays like a turf field. It's in such great condition.
All we're missing are some lights. That's
right.
it. That's why we start at 4:30. Montgomery bouncing around, and again, this one bounces off of him. Brown able to just keep it in front.
I mean, that's one way to keep him from bouncing around is just hit him every time you throw over, I guess.
Max Barnes, a sophomore on the mound for Upperman. But, of course, getting a lot more innings this year as this one is sent way up into the air in the infield. And Sawyer Brown says he has it, and he does, to retire the side. The Owls get one back. An exciting first inning in the books. It's 3-1 Bees in the high school baseball game of the week. Presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine Team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back into Carthage as we head to the second. 3-1 Upperman with an early advantage here in the high school baseball game of the week. Back at it on Tuesday in Putnam County. A big one, an Upper Cumberland matchup in Cookeville as the Warren County Pioneers come to take on the Cookeville Cavaliers with first pitch set for 6 o'clock. High school baseball game of the week next Tuesday as the Cavaliers take on the Pioneers. Hope you'll join us there back here on Facebook and YouTube as Riley Martin revs up the heater past Dawson Mullins for strike one.
Yeah, and Mullins, he was in that leadoff spot. Now kind of drops here more towards the bottom of the order and trying to get him going a little bit with that bat. And he can kind of become one of these guys to get an inning going late in the order.
He comes up empty on the 0-1. It's quickly 0-2. And we mentioned expect against the lower third in the order Martin to just come after him in a heavy way. He got the strikeout to retire this side in the first as Mullins able to battle off that slider out of play. And we'll do it again at 0-2.
And he's working quickly as well. He's not trying to allow these guys any time, so they step out. They're trying to take their time and try to throw his timing off a little bit.
The 0-2. And Mullins, he was a check swing, and he foul-tipped it.
It was off the butt of the bat.
regardless, it's a foul ball. It's
It was,
0-2.
yeah.
That one may have been strike 3, though. It was really close to that upper inside corner that you don't like to swing at, but especially when it's coming as hard as it is out of Riley Martin's hands. Another 0-2 and another foul out of play into the house. Everything's okay. Do it again. Mullins battling. That's what you want to see here if you're West Shanks. Andrew Hedrick's behind him. Then the lineup flips over to Braden Green. Another 0-2. That one close. Good take on the breaking ball. We'll do it again at 1-2. I mean, this is a perfect day. Now, if you're in the
100%.
sun, you need a little shade. We got some for now.
Feels great right here.
As Mullins swings and misses at the letter high. Fastball, and it's back-to-back. Quality family strikeouts for Riley Martin.
Yeah, and we expected to see quite a bit of those here today, and the Bees have done a nice job of being patient with his approaches. And you mentioned he kind of has turned up the aggressiveness here at this bottom part of the order against the Bees and been able to strike out a couple of them.
Yeah, he had a complete game victory his last time out against Monterey on March 23rd, as this one's fouled out by Hedrick, and he struck out 13 batters in that one. And he's got the strikeout power when it comes to that velocity and control to go with it. Here comes the 0-1 to Hedrick. There's your announcer jinx of the day. It's 1-1.
He's had double-digit strikeouts in a couple of outings. One of them was in 5 innings against Cannon County, and then 9 strikeouts in 6 innings against York and 4 innings against Friendship Christian School.
1-1. One misses low and outside. 2-1, and this team's just trying to settle in. It was a very interesting first inning. I don't think the type of inning you expected it to be. There's a lot of action. Comes the 2-1 to Hedrick. And comes up empty on that one, 2-2, and he's getting the swings and misses on those high fastballs. Those letter high, you just can't touch them at that velocity.
Yeah, you feel like you have to swing at it as well.
2-2. Slider rips it off, just tipped. So you go from 90 to 73.
With a ton of movement. Talk about spin rate. There's a lot of it there.
Braden Green on deck. We've got one out here in the top of the second inning. 3-1, the lead for the visitors. Martin delivers. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, and it is 3 straight quality family punch-outs for Riley Martin. The lineup flips over now to Braden Green, who opened the game with a walk and later came around to score.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Martin, especially after that first inning where it just didn't seem like it was going your way. You were able to start the second inning off with a couple of outs, and we'll see what he can do here now this second time through the lineup.
There was only one base hit for Upperman in that first inning. There was 2 errors, a couple of wild pitches to go along with it as the slider. Wow. Called a strike 0-1. That was a good frame by Max Long. Green waves and misses, and now Martin has found that groove we talked about earlier. He's back ahead 0-2.
Yeah, that was great. Green was just never going to be able to catch up to that one, kind of in on the hands, just couldn't get turned quick enough.
The 0-2 from Martin. Close but no cigar, 1-2.
Pretty good spot.
He got that call in the breaking
gonna
ball.
say, yeah.
1-2. Fastball fouled off. We'll do it again. Chris Worsing on deck. Martin would very much prefer to face him to lead off the third inning. A lot of baseball still to be played this afternoon. Here comes the 1-2. Fouled back. Good battle developing here between Green and Martin.
And that's what Green does. You mentioned the on-base percentage. He's nearing 500 with the on-base percentage. That's only behind Chris Worsing, who's at 516. So the batting average is starting to find its way up there as well. It is.
516 is absurd.
Half the time,
through
right?
18 games, that's ridiculous.
It's higher than his batting average.
Here comes the 1-2. That one bounces in. Good block by Long. 2-2. And the Upperman dugout roaring to life a little bit here. Here comes the 2-2. Just foul tipped. Sitting fastball, and that was not the fastball, but he stays alive.
Yeah, it was a good job. Like you said, kind of go down, fight after it, and able to just tip it enough to stay alive in the AB. It's been a really good AB so far. After he went behind in the count, but able to work his way back into it.
Martin with the 2-2. Called strike 3. 4 straight quality family strikeouts for Riley Martin. We'll head to the bottom of 2 in a 3-1 ball game. This is the high school baseball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture, the Watson Chevy, UCR Media Network.
At the Quality Family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise. Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
we provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality Family. Trusted care right where life happens.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
We head to the bottom of the second inning. It's 3-1 Upperman, and the Bees are fortunate they got what they got in the first because Riley Martin has found his stride. 4 consecutive quality family strikeouts for the Alabama commit. And Maddox Barnes goes back to work on the mound, and Petey's been called over by Coach Farley. Have a word.
What's going on?
Maybe a velocity question. Pitch count question? I thought he was talking to me at first, and I was like, I don't know what we have to discuss. But regardless, Morgan Sinclair will lead it off, and we followed up by Drake Brown and Walker Hackett.
Hey, Petey is relied upon in many different areas when he's at the baseball field.
Petey's the man.
Good job by Maddox Barnes in that first inning. He was able to work around a few base runners, able to induce that double play ball. He gets the called strike there to open up the inning here. You mentioned Morgan Sinclair back in the starting lineups, the two-way, able to go to the state tournament this year in the semifinals, and he played really well in the state tournament this year as well.
He really did, and the 0-1 for Barnes. Waved at and missed, and it's quickly 0-2, and both teams are going to have to adjust. It is a wide zone. You just heard the groans from some of the Smith County faithful. There were groans from the Upperman faithful in the top half. Advantage arms. And if you're Riley Martin, you say thank you very much, but you're going to have to adjust offensively as this one is ripped but foul. He was out in front of that one. And we'll stay at 0-2 between Sinclair and Barnes. No punch-outs yet for Barnes.
Kind of saw that yesterday with Braden Wilkie on the mound. They started to time him up a little bit, and we're just able to foul off a bunch of pitches.
Sinclair sends this one way up into the air. The wind takes it to our left. Under it is Mathis. He adjusts and makes the catch, and that's why you wear sunglasses for out number 1.
Absolutely, and able to block it just enough to find it in the sky. It was probably hit high enough that it kind of helped, and the sun's starting to set a little bit as we get closer just past that 5 o'clock hour. So able to help him, but you can see that wind and the American flag out dead center field just blowing straight across the diamond from first to third, and that one was definitely up there in the jet stream.
Drake Brown climbs in for his first AB against Maddox Barnes. The sophomore delivers this one ripped, but it's an atom ball as Mathis reads it perfectly, races up and makes the catch for a quick second out.
Yeah, and how nice is that? You bring in the freshman that you can throw out in center field, take over for Justin Fallon that was able to cover everywhere out in the outfield, and Mathis has been pretty up to snuff so far this year.
Now Walker Hackett trying to become the first base runner of the second inning for either team. As the first pitch misses upstairs for ball 1.
Both pitchers been able to work some quick ABs so far here this second inning.
The exact opposite of yesterday where everything was 45 minutes. That time limit could have been 8 hours and it was going to come to an end as the slider is ripped into left, angling up, laying out and blocking it as it will drop for a single. But that was a key block for Andrew Hedrick because if he didn't do that, Walker Hackett may be heading home. It is a 2-out single. Here comes Ben Howell.
Yeah, he took a gamble trying to dive after it, but he does a nice job diving after it and then knocking it down. You mentioned it, holding it to a single. Good piece of hitting, but a pretty good defensive play to keep it in front.
That was nearly a 3-2 ball game. If it had gotten away, it would have been a foot race and plenty of speed for Walker Hackett. Here's Ben Howell climbing in, trying to flip it over as another throw over. Back in plenty of time, the runner.
Yeah, these Owls have been fairly aggressive, at least in their leads. They've been paying attention, though, on the mounds. They've been able to get back each time.
They are bouncing around. One thing Barnes hasn't been able to do is time it up when they're bouncing right. It's always when they're coming back, as that one bounces in. Huddleston thought about the back pick, which he's thrown a few times this season. Couldn't get it clean. It's 1-0.
That's kind of been the big thing for Huddleston this year in this early part of the season. Kind of those transfers. We've seen him on throws down to second and even some of the back picks. Just haven't had clean transfers a lot of the time.
When he has, he's caught a lot of
Right.
runners. Barnes with a couple of glances. He'll slide with the 1-0. That one gets the call, and it's 1-1. It's going to be there for both teams.
No, and credit to both pitchers. They've been able to use that outside part of the plate. Barnes is doing a nice job as well, been able to pepper the strike zone and get ahead in some of these counts.
Barnes doesn't have that overpowering strikeout stuff, but he's been in control so far. Martin is revving up the strikeouts, 4 in a row. The 1-1 runner goes, and this one again tipped off the glove of Huddleston. It was actually fairly close to the zone, but only 2-1, and a stolen base for Walker Hackett as he now goes into scoring position.
Yeah, that's one where if he's trying to just frame it and kind of bring it into the zone, he may get the called strike there. Instead, it tips off the end of his glove because he's trying to go into that motion to throw down a second, and a stolen base there for the Owls.
Smith County chipping away now. They were down 3-0. It's 3-1. Something into the outfield could make it 3-2. Here comes the 2-1 to Howell. That one dips away, and it's 3-1. And what you don't want to do if your Barnes is losing because Cole Hackett and the big bats are looming on the other side.
Yeah, especially with 2 outs here in the inning. You were trying to end it right here with the runner on.
Smith County trying to apply some pressure here. 3-1 from Barnes coming to Howell. Fastball on the inside corner for a strike, and we run full. Biggest pitch of the game so far upcoming between Barnes and Howell.
He saw Walker Hackett. He got almost halfway to third base there. Nobody was holding him on, so he was able to get back in safely. Now Mullins would kind of shade over there towards second base.
Barnes with a 3-2. Comes home. Swung on and missed. That is a big Crouch team with Howland's late real estate strikeout for Maddox Barnes to retire the side. We'll head to the third in a 3-1 ball game. It's the high school baseball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Are you looking for the best dining experience in the Upper Cumberland? Visit Fire and Vine in Cookeville's historic West Side. Fire and Vine offers great service and a unique menu, including mouth-watering deep dish pizza, delectable beef, chicken, fish, and more. Take in stunning views from the rooftop while enjoying your meal. Come and experience the charm and flavor of Fire and Vine, your new favorite spot for a memorable dining experience. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back to Carthage for the high school baseball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture. First one of the year, and it's a good one so far. A 3-1 lead for the Upperman Bees as we get set to start the top of the third. I'm Jacob Vincent. Noah McKay to my right. Cameron Hughes is on camera today. Petey is off to our right as well. He's on stats as the Bees take on the Owls. These two have gotten together for the last few seasons. Always been really good games. The Bees have a 2-run lead right now. 2, 3, and 4, 2 up for the Bees here in the top of the third. Chris Worsing, Carson Shoup, and Denton Huddleston, both Worsing and Shoup able to score back in that first inning as the first three batters reached for the Bees. All three of them scored, and that's why they have the lead. And mentioned it, just the one hit back in that first inning. Since then, though, Riley Martin has struck out 4 batters in a row, and he starts off with this one down in the dirt to Worsing.
And for Martin, he's found his groove, like you were just talking about, 51 pitches. So that pitch count was way up in the first inning. He still had to battle some in the second, but two teams you really would like to get each other into their bullpens. For Upperman, though, they've got everybody ready to go besides Chris Worsing. We don't anticipate a Jackson Green. He's probably going to get the ball tomorrow at some point. A couple of games out in East Tennessee with Lenore City and then a really tough one with Boyd Buchanan. So for them to have a chance in that game, they probably need Green or Worsing on the hill. But Be interesting to see the strategy when it comes to the arms today for these two coaches.
Worsing had the only hit of the game so far for the Bees. That one misses high and inside, and it's 3-0 here on Worsing. Would be the worst walk in the world.
No, same thing for Martin on the other side. You live to play another at-bat is okay.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one is a called strike in the outside corner. You mentioned it. It's generous today. He gets the call there, and it goes to 3-1. Worsing will step back in as Martin's ready to go. Center fielder shifts over a little bit. The 3-1 misses.
Oh, my goodness.
That's strike 2.
Well, if both of those last two pitches are strikes, you should never throw a pitch anywhere inside. Because you can't do anything with either one of those two pitches.
It's full count. Payoff. Breaking ball. That is a ball. It dips down low, and it will be a walk to open it up here in the third for the Bees as Worsing will make his way down for the second time today.
Well, if you're Worsing, you'll take it because it required Martin to throw 2 extra pitches, and that's kind of the name of the game right now for Upperman. And for Martin, though, he's experienced. He's not going to blink with a leadoff walk. There are worse things to happen, and look for him to go after Carson Shoup here.
He led off the ball game with a walk to Brayton Green. Chris Worsing then singled, and then he got away from the left fielder, and Green was able to score. Worsing was able to advance up to third in the process. Carson Shoup to the plate. He was hit by pitches. First time he rips this one towards left center and down. Carson Shoup has himself a hit as Worsing takes a hard turn at second. Good throw in from the center fielder for the Owls, but it's back-to-back base runners to reach here in the third, and runners on first and second for Denton Huddleston.
Carson Shoup seeing the baseball really well right now this entire week. He had the 2 game-winning RBIs against Livingston. That one there feels like it's just a matter of time before he takes a trip around all 4 bags. That's a back-to-back solid ABs for the Bees, and leading 3-1. This is an important rally point for Riley Martin on the mound.
Walker Hackett got to it quickly out in center field to hold Worsing at second base. He was being pretty aggressive with that turn. Here comes Denton Huddleston, 0 for 1 so far with a ground out. He's got runners on first and second and nobody out in the third. And Martin will look back to Worsing at second as he was being held on just a little bit there by the shortstop in Cole Hackett.
In at the corners, double play depth in the middle as Smith County protects a potential bunt here for Huddleston.
So you got a little gaps in between first and second, and then second and third, as that is a good get-ahead strike on the outside corner to Huddleston, 0-1.
Yeah, 87 miles an hour. Just put it out there, show it to him, and now you can go wherever you want off of it.
Huddleston, a big opportunity here for the freshman. He's swinging it well. 304 on the season here in his first year at the varsity level.
He's going to be really, really good.
Big reason why he's in this cleanup spot. He shows bunt, pretty good bunt. Left side of the infield, gloved by Martin. Throw to first in time, but it moves the runners up to second and third, and a productive out for Denton Huddleston.
Productive out indeed. That was a good bunt, and Riley Martin, he's just so smooth. A lot of pitchers aren't going to make that to be able to have the balance to go on one leg, get it, turn, and make an accurate throw back to first. How many times do we see that with high school kids get airmailed into foul territory? Not for Riley Martin. They'll trade the out for the bags, and now what will Wes Shanks do? We have seen a lot of suicide squeezes early in this season for Upperman.
Yeah, we've seen 3 of them attempted already this year with runners at third base. Green at the plate stepping in. That one does miss outside. Ball 1 to Jackson Green. Green reached on an error his first time.
I think you got to trust Green to put it in the air somewhere.
I think so. That one swung on and just a little bit late, saws it off. It's a foul ball at 1-1.
He's shown a really good eye so far in his freshman year. You obviously would love a base hit if you're Upperman, but at the end of the day, you get one more run on the board, a little bit of insurance in the third.
Martin looks back to second. Runners on second and third in the 1-1. This is outside. 2 balls and a strike here to Green at the plate.
Yeah, but it's smart pitching right now and smart calls to try to get that outside corner. It's been generous, so you go back to it. That time just misses a little bit low and out.
Oh, the scoreboard lost power out in left center. Oh, that came inside. Did that catch him? He says it did. Nobody coming home. Green kind of looking at his right hand. He thought it got just a piece of him. Home plate umpire wasn't giving it, and it's 3-1 here to Green.
I mean, did it? He's not.
Sounded awkward.
It hit something on its way through.
Obviously caught a piece of the glove of long behind the
plate.
plate.
It may have, yeah. I don't know what it hit. It definitely had a tick sound, but he didn't sell it great, to be honest with you. And now Coach Shank's going to come over and have a word. I mean, look at your yeah, his arm absolutely has a mark on it.
Yeah.
We can see it from here. It most certainly did hit him. I mean, we could see that. It most certainly did have a mark.
Jackson Green smartly not just going, hey, it's right there.
You say smart. I guarantee you what I would have done.
Well,
it would have been
freshman probably not going to do that.
Yeah, immediately I would have been right there.
But that's maybe the conversation. Hey, if it hits you, you gotta show it.
Yeah, I mean, it's I wasn't sure, and then I saw the mark on his
no,
arm,
you
and now I'm
can
100% sure.
Yeah.
That was
It's
a baseball.
right on that right wrist. 3-1 here, though, to Green. Still ahead in the count. Runners on second and third with one away. Martin delivers home. And that's a called strike in the outside corner. Count runs full.
And also, if I just got hit, that should be a called ball, to Petey's point.
Here's the payoff. And waved out and missed. Riley Martin able to work his way back for the Quality family strikeouts. And there's 2 outs in the inning.
That is a huge moment in this ball game. Remember that later on with how this game goes.
Yeah, should have been bases loaded and 1 out for Sawyer Brown. Instead, it's runners on second and third and 2 gone now after the strikeout for Martin. It's his 5th of the day so far. As Brown steps in, he flew out to center his first time.
It's call time already.
See if he sticks to it and if he gets a strike on him if he calls time. Worsing stands at third, Shoop on second. Worsing walked and then Shoop singled. They advanced on the sac bunt by Denton Huddleston. First pitch into Brown, swung on and fouled off and out of play. It's 0-1.
And if you're a guy like Riley Martin, you just need one thing to go your way. You get that one opportunity, one slither, and all of a sudden you can change an inning. Was not going great. The sacrifice bunt put 2 in scoring position. You get the call, and then you come right back with 2 big pitches, and now you're ahead in the count again.
Martin had Worsing off the bag a little bit. Doesn't dive back in. Pretty good throw, and field umpire says he is safe as Lapham applied the tag.
That's where it's really tough. And you get why, where you only have 2 umpires. You're just so far away, It's tough to see that play, especially an awkward-looking play like that, and so you don't want to make the game-changing call.
The 0-1 ripped left side, shortstop over to it, tripped up, throw to first, a little bit off the mark. It scores a run. Here comes 2. Shoop will score as well. And another error in the field for the Owls. They're going to go with the hit. So a nice job by Sawyer Brown. Puts it into a tough spot. And a couple runs score in the process for the Bees.
Hit and then an error on the other side is the first run scores with an RBI, then the next is an error, and I think Mr. Green's going to need to know that. I don't know if he got my signal well, but is a hit and then an error. It was going to be a very tough play to make after especially slipping on where it changes from dirt to grass, but then the throw being too high allows the second to come across, but that's a big job by Sawyer Brown to put it in play, which is not an easy thing to do against Riley Martin.
Yeah, puts it in that tough spot, and trying to get over to it was the shortstop and Cole Hackett. Kind of slipped up as he gloves it and tried to hurry the throw. Brown, a pretty good runner, able to get down that first base line and make it difficult. 2-run score, and the Bees take a 5-1 lead here in the top of 3, now with 2 outs. Maddox Barnes' spot is due up, but they're going to have a pinch hitter coming up here for the Bees. Sawyer Brown able to reach and drive in a run, and then Carson Shoop scores on the overthrow as well.
I think it's Brian Allen. Brian Allen going to get the bat here in place of Barnes, in a big spot for Upperman trying to add on.
Brian Allen pinch hitting here for Maddox Barnes. Swings the first pitch he sees right through. It's 0-1.
And the only thing that's really tough here is you've not seen that fastball yet. Second time through the order if you're Allen, and all of a sudden that's 89 miles an hour bearing down on the hands.
Just 14 ABs on the season for Allen, batting .071 so far in just a few appearances. Second pitch he sees is a called strike, and it's 0-2. 0-2 count to Allen, two outs in the inning, and a runner on first and Brown. A 5-1 lead for the Bees here on the road in Carthage. Martin readies and delivers. That one dips low for ball 1. High school baseball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture. First one of the year here at Smith County between the Bees and the Owls. We'll have Cookeville and Warren County coming up on Tuesday. That one gets away from Long, but able to keep it in front. And Brown will stay over there at first base, 2-2.
And here's a big development. It's 71 pitches for Riley Martin right now through 2 2/3.
Been able to work that pitch count up and extend innings through these first 3 for the Bees. The 2-2 Outside, that one gets away from Long. Brown a late break, but Long wasn't able to get it as it hits the top of the backstop and ricochets hard. So Brown able to advance, and now a runner in scoring position and a full count to Allen at the plate.
This is an impressive AB off the bench for Brian Allen. He has not played very much. And check in and work deep into a count. No matter what happens, this is a productive at-bat.
Just 8 games coming into this one. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Riley Martin to get out of the inning. It's a Rico strikeout, 6 of them on the day, but 2 more runs across for the Bees. They lead 5-1. The Owls back to the plate. You're watching the high school baseball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this brand new construction on the Caney Fork River in Sparta. This home sits on 1.6 acres with 190 feet of river frontage and boasts 2,300 square feet of living space with a spacious 2-car garage. Enjoy the river views from your beautiful expanded covered porch. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Turf Masters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. They also provide snow and ice removal during the cold winter months. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turf Masters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
High school baseball game of the week here at Smith County. Jacob Vincent, Noah McKay, Cameron Hughes. The Bees taking on the Owls. Upperman leading 5-1 here in the bottom of 3. And the Owls have the top of the lineup due up. Cole Hackett, Riley Martin, and Max Long as they try to get back into this a little bit. The Bees tacked on 2 more in the top of 3. And you mentioned that pitch count. Almost 75 pitches for Riley Martin already through 3 innings of work.
Yeah, the Bees have done a really impressive job so far in this game. I think when you just looked at the kind of stats entering how this week has gone and then the arms, with, you know, if this had been Chris Worsing against Riley Martin, I think we would have said, okay, get your popcorn ready. We're going to have a fun game. But Maddox Barnes has pitched really well for Upperman.
That was ripped left side. Shoop gloves, picks it up, throw to first in time. A really nice play by Carson Shoop. Had to knock it down, but able to get to it quickly and get the speedy Cole Hackett.
You've got to give Carson Shoop a ton of credit for his development in the field. 2 years ago, he doesn't make that play. He's calm under pressure. That one ripped at him in the hot corner, bats it down, takes his time, makes an accurate throw. It's a good play, but Maddox Barnes is pitching well. His defense playing well behind him, and you got to credit this young Upperman team handling business so far. That being said, a long ways still to go for these Owls to try and rally.
So Riley Martin steps in against Barnes and throws it behind him. And it's 1-0. Martin was able to reach base his first time. It was the single through that right side of the infield to move Hackett around.
And this is where you say you can kind of go after him if you're Barnes, and you want to see your young pitcher do that if you're Wes Shanks, because
this one's sent out towards right, drifting towards foul territory.
Because if he sends it out, it's a 5-2 game. But if you're able to get the out, how much confidence does that build in you? Now, if he's at the plate in a 1-run game or with runners on, it's a different story. But you want to see kind of what this young man is made out of as you gauge who's going to get the ball in a pivotal Game 3. You know who's going to get the ball in 2 games in a postseason series. Who gets the ball in a Game 3 later in the postseason?
Huddleston sets up way outside, breaking ball, ripped left side, Worsing right there. It's a line out to the shortstop. Riley Martin hit it well, but another good breaking ball for Barnes induces the out.
Yeah, Chris Worsing at shortstop gives you a lot of confidence if you're an Upperman fan in the field. It's the toughest infield position to play, and he is Upperman's best player out there in that spot, makes that play look easy.
So 2 gone in the inning. Stepping to the plate now will be Max Long. He drove in the only run of the game so far, albeit it was on a double play ball back in the first inning. That first one misses upstairs, 1-0. Long behind the plate today for the Owls as well. Barnes out of the windup, the 1-0 pitch. That one across for strike 1.
70 miles an hour. It's the exact opposite. But it's right on the spot he's trying to throw it to, and it worked well.
That's the thing. You hit your spots. You've got Coach Farley over there calling the pitches. He's going to set you up in a good spot. Here is the 1-1. That one swung on a little bit early, and it's 1-2.
Malone Smith, That was cold-blooded. That thing was hard hit right at him, and he didn't flinch.
He's ready.
He didn't
Got his eye
flinch.
on it. 1-2 count here to Max Long. 2 away in the inning. Nobody on for the Owls. Barnes delivers home. That one ripped again. He lets it go by, does Coach Smith.
There's a superstar in the building. Ben Craven is here. We're in the presence of greatness.
He's up to superstar capabilities now, huh?
Yeah.
He is pretty good.
It's always a big game if Ben's here.
The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Good battle brewing here for Max Long.
My original journalism counterpart, Ben Craven. A long time ago now. Just means I'm old.
Been doing this a
just
while
means
now.
We're both old, is what that means.
That's, yeah. You ain't lying. The 1-2 pitch. Ripped again, and that one side of the house.
That
missed the window, fortunately.
Is that a Hyundai or a Honda? That Honda
Nissan.
is on the right side. It's not a great spot.
That is a Honda.
That is.
1-2 again, and it hit him. So Max Long wins the battle and becomes a two-out base runner for the Owls as Ethan Montgomery, the cleanup batter, will come to the plate.
And that's the second one. The one earlier, Martin almost hit him. It went so far behind him, so that control just leaving a little bit. But for Barnes, talk about the pitch count on the other side, 2 2/3, 36 pitches.
Yeah, that'll work.
25 strikes.
Just a little over 10 pitches an inning so far, but not out of this one yet, as now Coach Farley will make his way out to the mound to talk it over with Barnes on the mound. And we saw it yesterday with Wolke, kind of sent the infield off. The infield will come in here. They'll have a chat now with a runner on first, 2 outs, and Ethan Montgomery coming to the plate. An opportunity here for the Owls, especially in the meat part of their lineup, down by 4 runs and 2 outs to maybe cut into it a little bit.
With the youth of this Upperman team, you can tell that different players react to being coached differently, and this staff is coaching with that in mind. And Wolke, I think a little bit more of that fiery guy, and so you have Coach Farley kind of barking at him out of the dugout this time, a little bit more of a tactful approach out to Maddox Barnes. So that's all factors here. But if you're Smith County, listen, we still got a while to go in this game, but now you're down a couple extra runs, down 5-1. You want to apply some pressure, knowing that they're not going to probably put Jackson Green on the mound. You would love to see some different arms if you can, so just chip away one at a time. Get to that next AB, put it in play, see if you can make something happen. Not trying to do too much with it with still this amount of time to go. Now, later on, you may be swinging for the fences, but that time is not now.
Montgomery singled his first time. He's 1 for 1. He steps in with a runner on first and 2 outs here in the bottom of 3 in a 5-1 ball game. Barnes will work out of the stretch on the mound with that runner over at first in the form of Max Long. He may have gotten a runner on, actually. As that one dips low, back pick, and a good throw. He did get a runner on.
Runner for the catcher. Again, wide strike zone today, so you don't have to try to put it right over the plate, but Barnes is starting to miss a little bit more in the third.
That's Rigsby over there at first base to come on to run for Long. Barnes delivers home. Upstairs, ball 1. Ball 2, beg your pardon. Montgomery steps back in, ahead in the count, and a runner on first. Barnes trying to get out of the inning here in the third with a 4-run lead. Delivers home. That one ripped, but foul. And the first strike of the AB.
And second time through the order, these Owls, they're starting to barrel it up a little bit better. They haven't timed it up quite yet, but these foul balls are much harder hit than they were the first time through.
Barnes has been able to put it in pretty good spots as well to where they are just down the line like that instead of out into fair territories. That one is into fair territory, and that's going to drop in front of Mathis in center on a bounce. Mathis gets it in quickly, but another single for Montgomery, and now there's runners on first and second for Jacob Lapham.
Again, chipping away if you're Smith County. Apply some pressure. You love this with nobody out or 1 out instead of 2, but that's a good piece of hitting by Montgomery. Flick it into center and move the lineup along to another good hitter in Jacob Lapham.
Lapham popped out to first base his first time up, and Coach Shanks is going to have a visit to the mound here, and a big opportunity for the Bees in the bottom of the third with 2 outs and runners on first and second. We may have a change here.
40 pitches for Barnes, and I think if you're Coach Shanks here, you're thinking this is a really solid outing. Get him out have that confidence build moving forward at 40 pitches. The control's starting to leave a little bit. So let him have that positive kind of impression off this game and give somebody else an opportunity.
It's going to be Carson Shoup on the mound, or he's going to first, one of the two.
It's going to be Taven Hughes, another freshman, to the mound.
There you go. So a call
Maybe.
to the bullpen.
I'm not sure.
Still a call to the bullpen. It is Carson Shoup. It's a call to the bullpen for the Upperman Bees. We'll step aside. You're watching the high school baseball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RICO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast.
To call to the bullpen for the Upperman Bees, Carson Shoup is back on the mound in relief. We saw him yesterday on the mound in relief in their ball game. He's got an 8.17 ERA, an 0-2 record. Now his 8th appearance on the season. 6 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 6 walks, 4 strikeouts, and a .360 batting average against. He faces Jacob Lapham, who steps in with 2 outs in the inning and runners on first and second. Shoup delivers home. That one gets away from Huddleston, and runners will advance up to second and third in a 4-run ball game.
Well, and he just got a generous call, as that's been on the outside corner. And so he tried to go back there and just missed it a little bit further out. And when you miss that pitch, it ends up with a high chance to get away from the catcher as well.
Well, now you really got to bear down. Huddleston will try to keep everything in front with a runner on third base as Rigsby's over there. Shoup will work out of the windup on the mound with the runners at second and third. He'll step off. Time is called for by Lapham at the plate. 1-1 count with 2 gone in the inning here in the bottom of 3. Shoup delivers home, swung on, right side of the infield. Mullins, gloves, throw to first in time, and a nice job by Carson Shoup to get out of the inning for the Bees. They strand a couple of runners, and the Bees still have their 4-run cushion. 5-1 as we enter the 4th. You're watching high school baseball presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Real Estate Collective Land and Farm Team represents a dedicated group of individuals possessing a wealth of expertise in land and farm sales. They possess a range of resources at their disposal, all aimed at showcasing the innate qualities of each property. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective Land and Farm Team is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future, it's what we do.
The Upperman Bees back to the plate here in the top of the 4th. 8-9-1 due up for him. Dawson Mullins, Andrew Hedrick, and back to the top, and Braden Green. It's still Riley Martin on the mound for the Smith County Owls here in the high school baseball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture. What a job there by Carson Shoup with a couple of outs. He comes to the plate with the runners on first and second. They advance over to second and third, but he induces the ground ball to get out of the inning. And now the Bees with a 4-run cushion will look to add on a few more against Martin, which, well, they've been able to do so today. It hadn't been an easy thing against Martin this season.
It was also a fantastic play by Dawson Mullins over at second, his first appearance at second in a while, and that one was hard hit and kind of one-hopped into him, an awkward hop, but he fielded cleanly.
That one hits him right in the middle of the back, and it'll be a leadoff base runner for Dawson Mullins as he is hit by Riley Martin.
84 miles per hour right into the back does not feel the best.
Better than 90.
Next up, Hedrick.
At that point, they both hurt. They just both hurt. You been hit by a pitch that hard?
Yeah.
It stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really stinks.
Andrew Hedrick will step in. He struck out looking his first time up. Mullins makes his first trip to first base today. Martin had dominated these bottom three in the order. He had 4 strikeouts against him his first couple of times through. Mullins reaches base on the hit by pitch. And now Hedrick at the plate for his second appearance. With Mullins over at first here in the top of the 4th. Martin's first pitch to him. That's a called strike. Really good pitch there.
And the velo's ticked just a little bit down for Martin, trying to find those spots. He was revving them up early, hit 90 a couple of times.
That one had a little break to it as well as it broke across towards the plate. Mullins over at first and an 0-1 count here to Hedrick. Martin, a long look in now, delivers home. The bunt shown, pulled back, it's ball 1.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move to try and bunt, but you got to be wise about it. Get that runner in a scoring position, and you flip the lineup over, and you hope that the defense makes a mistake. For Smith County, get the easy play down. You still got your guy on the mound that you trust despite being down 5-1.
Jacob Lapham over at third base was weary to it. He was charging on. Here's the 1-1 pitch, bunts, push to Lapham at third. He gloves, he throws to first, he gets the out there, and it does do the job. So Hedrick moves Mullins into scoring position, and it flips it to the top of the lineup now for Braden Green.
That right there is good baseball. Move the runner over, make the play in the field. Both teams, good baseball. And we move the lineup over.
We've seen a lot of that small ball from Coach Shanks and the Bees already this season. It's worked so far today. We saw Denton Huddleston move runners into scoring position, and then they scored on Sawyer Brown's base hit. Now you've got a runner at second base in Mullins, and here comes Braden Green to the plate. That one misses outside for ball 1. Green been to the plate a couple of times, walked in the first and scored a run, struck out looking his second time up.
For Smith County, you got to know how many big innings Upperman has given up. A lot of their losses have come with one big inning as that one misses outside. So just hang around. Being down 5-1 is far from insurmountable, and Riley Martin's probably it's not the best stuff he's had, but he's battling, and he's got to keep battling, try to get a couple more outs here.
Martin working out of the stretch with the runner at second and Mullins. He delivers home, and that one's a called strike on the outside corner. 2-1 here to Green.
Got back up on 87 on that one in a really good spot.
And you mentioned it started the ball game. He was at 90 a couple of times in that first inning. The pitch count has ticked up there a good amount.
81 now.
2-1. Swung on, fouled off, 2-2.
And now past 75, it's his game as long as they want it to be.
Of course, the Bees got a couple of games coming up tomorrow back at Sweetwater, 10 a.m. and 12:30 against Lenore City and Boyd Buchanan. Mullins.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Cameron
and I will.
I got to give a big shout out to Coach Harrell.
100%, yeah.
Called me and said, hey, you want a ticket to the Final Four? I went, you know what?
Sure.
I think I'll take it. So I'll be there in one of America's worst cities, Indianapolis.
Oh, come on now.
And it's home of Satan's favorite football team, the Colts.
That's fine. I can get behind that one.
The Demons rejoice every time the Colts win a football game.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball right back to Martin. He gloves. He throws to second, and they get the out. What a play. Martin gloves, turns, and finds Hackett on second base. A double play to end the inning on the line out and the throw to second base. Still 5-1, but the Owls now back to the plate in the bottom of 4. You're watching the high school baseball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture of the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics on UCR.
Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
You're going to have some changes in the field for the Bees, and they've got a new pitcher on the mound as well, and then changes everywhere else. On the mound for the first time in a long time is Denton Huddleston on the mound, and then obviously you'll have a different catcher. Third baseman is Andrew Hedrick. Chris Worsing still at short, Mullen still at first. First baseman is back to Sawyer Brown, and as Noah mentioned, Carson Shoup will now come behind the plate. But Denton Huddleston will be making just his second appearance on the mound this season. He's got a 0 ERA. He's only pitched 1 inning so far this year. He allowed 2 hits, had 1 walk, and 1 strikeout in that inning of action, but was able to get out of it. He faces 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup here in the bottom of the 4th. Still a lot of baseball to be played here for this high school baseball game of the week. No time limits here in this one. Not a tournament.
Well,
we will have the time limit tomorrow.
There's kind of a time limit when the sun goes down.
Yeah, that's why they started at 4:30. We're still good for a little while.
This game's over when the sun goes down.
We still got a couple of hours.
Turn on the flashlights and the headlights, baby.
Well, we'll see what Denton Huddleston can do here at the middle part of the lineup. Morgan Sinclair, Drake Brown, and Walker Hackett for the Smith County Owls. Carson Shoup was able to get out of the inning on the mound there at the end of the third, end of the third, and now Denton Huddleston will switch places with his battery mates and go to the mound for just the second time this season.
I want to see Denton Huddleston pitch. We were talking, it's an Upperman team kind of seeking who their big arms are going to be behind Green, Worsing, and Wolke. Denton Huddleston has been a really impressive player. He's just got great poise to him. Let's see what he can do on the mound here against a really good Smith County lineup. That being said, what do we say Smith County need to do? Get into the bullpen. They're into the bullpen. See if the Owls can capitalize on that.
Maddox Barnes started it off first 2 2/3, and he threw it well. Shoup went for an out, and now it's Denton Huddleston's turn. And he's across for strike 1 to Morgan Sinclair, the DH, who flew out to center his first time up.
74 at the knees.
Huddleston, the normal catcher for the Bees, now on the mound, and the 0-1 breaking ball popped up back towards the press box in the stands. It's going to land.
She's okay.
Okay.
Hit her a little in the back. She leaned in front.
Heard a thud. It
yeah,
didn't sound great.
She said she's okay. It did not hit anywhere dangerous. It may have hit her chair mostly. So
it's an 0-2 count here to Sinclair after the foul ball. As Huddleston looking to start this inning off in a positive way for the Bees. He delivers home. Fastball swung on and missed. It's a Rico strikeout for Denton Huddleston on the mound to open it up here in the 4th.
Yeah, it's a really good AB to open your outing if you're Denton Huddleston. And seems like this is the kind of game where Wes Shanks is going to throw them all. He's already thrown 3 guys. And
I wonder if you get an extended, depending on how Huddleston throws here, if you get kind of an extended outing maybe for him.
You could.
Break some of that rust off.
But you also have so many guys who kind of are in this same mold that you want to give an opportunity to pitch to. Wow.
That's a really good breaking ball across for strike 1 to Drake Brown, who lined out to center his first time up.
73 on a breaking ball. That'll work. Especially in that location. That's a good pitch.
Here's the 0-1. Now the breaking ball back up the middle. Huddleston can't quite get there on the jump. Mullins charges on, but he bobbles it. I don't think he would have gotten him anyways. That'll be an infield single for Drake Brown. Just hit it in the perfect spot as it bounces over Huddleston on the mound.
Yeah, Huddleston leapt up. It was a good leap from the tallest part of the mound and didn't get there. Just hit it where they're not for an infield single. And this is what, again, Smith County, every inning we get a little closer to the end, but just chipping away one base runner at a time. Haven't been able to cash in, though, since the first inning.
So Walker Hackett, the center fielder, steps in for his second plate appearance. Singled, stole a bag in the second. He was left stranded at second base. He steps to the plate here with 1 away and a runner on first. Huddleston now working out of the stretch, delivers home, swing and a miss, and a big hack there by Hackett.
One thing that you look for in a young pitcher, how confident is he coming in on the hands? Everybody wants to work away. He's been pitching into good spots in the inner half. It's a good sign if you're looking at a young arm.
So Hackett steps in now with an 0-1 count. The pitch, fake steal, swing and a miss.
Again, right in on the hands. A lot of guys, because if you miss there, you're going to hit the guy. But he's thrown 4 straight pitches in on that spot.
A little two-seam action as well, so it kind of runs in on the hands. Looks like it's going to start at the inside part of the plate and then breaks in towards you a little bit. So no 2 count here to Hackett. Huddleston delivers, and the breaking ball breaks just enough to miss the arm of Hackett.
It nearly broke into the zone.
It almost did. He started it kind of in the middle of the back of Walker Hackett in that right-handed batter's box.
Coach Farley just told Carson Shoup, move out. I don't think he wants him this far inside.
1-2. Called strike 3 for Denton Huddleston. His second strikeout of the inning and the second out of the inning as well.
Yeah, I'm going to need to see Denton Huddleston pitch more for Upperman, because that's good stuff so far.
He's pounding the zone so far. He hadn't been out of the zone a whole lot through the first 3 batters he's faced. Obviously, Brown was able to reach on the infield single. A couple of strikeouts sandwiched around that. And now Ben Howell to the plate. He was a strikeout victim back in the second. This one swung on left side. Tough play. Hedrick gloves in fair territory. The throw is a good one, and he got him. How about Andrew Hedrick at third? A long throw and a good stretch by Brown at first. And a good inning for Denton Huddleston on the mound. Strands a runner in the process. And the Bees still a 5-1 lead as we head to the 5th. You're watching the high school baseball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Aminette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust, so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team.
Bees back to the plate. It is the top of the 5th here at Smith County in the high school baseball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture. And 2, 3, and 4 due up for Upperman. Chris Worsing, Carson Shoup, and Denton Huddleston here in the inning. It's still Riley Martin on the mound. He mentioned he was already past that 75 pitch mark, so it's his game for the rest of this one as long as he wants to be out there and as long as he's under 120.
And the national anthem just played. Rocky Top. Let's go.
First pitch into Worsing is a called strike on the outside corner. Worsing has been aboard a couple of times, reached on a walk and scored in the 3rd. He singled and scored in the 1st.
That's the only thing that could have made Final Four better if there was orange.
They had a chance.
I would have been there one way or the other.
Kind of had a chance, I guess. They were at least
they
in
didn't
a game
really
to
have
get
a chance,
there.
no.
But this one ripped right at the 3rd baseman, Lapham. Chris Worsing made it 2 steps out of the box. He hit it so hard. Lapham, a nice grab over at the hot corner.
We've seen some really good plays. There was a few errors early, but it's kind of the opposite of yesterday where it was mistakes everywhere. We've seen a lot of really good plays in the field the past few innings.
It's the high school baseball game of the week for a reason.
Let's go.
1 out of the inning. Great breaking ball across. Dips out for ball 1.
Going to have a huge one in Class 4A coming up on Tuesday nights. Warren County and Cookeville going to be a great game.
District battle between the Pioneers and the Cavaliers. First chance to see Cookeville this season for us on UCR, and looking forward to it. One of the best teams in the Upper Cumberland on the baseball diamond. 2-0 here to Shoup, who has been aboard a couple of times. He has also scored a couple of runs. Breaking ball, that's a called strike, 2-1.
I know. Listen, if you just looked at the stat sheet and you see 5-1, it wouldn't reflect how well Riley Martin has battled in this ball game. He has made some tough pitches. That breaking ball was a great one.
Yeah, there's been 3 errors in the field for the Owls as well. 2 of them coming in that first inning, and just kind of uncharacteristic errors for the Smith County Owls. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that dips down low. It is a walk issue to Carson Shoup, who's been aboard 3 times already today. It is the 3rd base on balls issued by Riley Martin.
And this is where, if you're Upperman, you don't feel comfortable up 4 with how the season's gone at times, and there's going to be a runner on for Shoup since he's the catcher. But if you could get 1 or 2 more here in this half inning, you really start to feel okay about your chances. And also, you get into a 7th, you have Jackson Green available, come in and try to slam the door with 25 pitches in his back pocket. That would not surprise me at all if we didn't see that freshman out there.
So a runner comes on for Carson Shoup in the form of Jackson West now over at first base. Denton Huddleston to the plate, grounded out in the first, then had the sack bunt in the third to move the runners into scoring position. Healthy lead for West. They'll check to him. That's a good check by Martin. My goodness.
He just flicks the wrist.
A lot
that
closer
was a
than
laser.
it needed to be.
That was a laser over there.
West right back off the bag. Got long behind the plate as well. They haven't tried to test him a whole lot today. Swinging first pitch, Huddleston at left side of the infield. Lapham's got it. Throw to first is a good one. But again, Huddleston does the job and moves a runner into scoring position now with 2 outs.
Good play by Lapham. We've seen a couple of tough plays over there at third. Coming up, it takes a kind of a top spin hop towards him. Fields clean. He throws a little bit low, but a great pick over at first to get the second out.
Yeah, Montgomery over there at first base, able to get the stretch in the glove, and now you'll have a visit to the mound. And now they've had some troubles with the signs in terms of the guy on second base reading those signs, relaying them to the batters. They just want to make sure they're on the same page in Long and Martin before they go through those. With Jackson Green at the plate for the third time today, reached in the first, he struck out in the third. West stands at second base. Held on a little bit by Hackett. Martin delivers home, and a little bit late. It's a foul ball. Saw some of the Bees over there a little bit scared of that one.
Get down.
A little late. They do get down, though. They're hiding behind the fence. Kind of that half fence on the dugout. Martin brings home the 0-1. Called strike in the outside corner. Dots it up. It's 0-2.
We'll get some scores on the SK Creation scoreboard maybe after the break if Martin's able to get this out quickly.
Martin looks back to second and now brings it home to Green. It misses outside a little bit low, and it's 1-2. What's that scoreboard look like on the SK Creation scoreboard?
Well, Clay County's playing Cumberland County, but it's not the Jets. It's Cumberland County out of a different state.
Kentucky.
They trail 1-0. The Cumberland County out of Kentucky leading Clay County. Cookeville fell earlier today against Ravenwood.
1-2 is fouled up and out of play.
Somebody for Ravenwood had 3 home runs in that
Yeah, their
game.
leadoff batter did.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
They hit 5 total.
And Livingston leads Monterey 1-0 on the SK Creation scoreboard.
1-2 count here to Green at the plate with 2 away and a runner on second for the Bees, who lead 5-1. Martin, a long look in here.
He knows what he wants to throw. He has said no to 2 different things. Now time will be called.
Yeah, smart time taken there by Jackson Green. It is the high school baseball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture. He mentioned it. Been the presenting sponsor of the game of the week all season long, all school year long, and will continue on into football coming up in the fall. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, and another foul ball as it will spin foul.
You know, I'm getting to talk to James Mayberry, who in Crossville earlier this week, and of course they have the Cookeville store, which they've been revving up, and he said, you know, things are going really good at the Cookeville store and the Crossville store, and I said, you're welcome. Of course, partially joking, but we so appreciate they've been great partners with us here for this entire year and that moving forward. So on this side of the plateau, South Willow Avenue, your spot, 15,000 square foot showroom. Everything you can need for your home furnishings, they've got it at Mayberry's Furniture.
1-2, and fouled off again, and the Bees gotta keep their heads on a swivel over there. Sawyer Brown just over his head. In the on-deck circle. They said get down last time. They should have stayed down.
That one was much more dangerous than the first one was. They didn't look as concerned with that one.
No. Still a 1-2 count here to Green. He has been battling.
And Riley Barnes' pitch count 98 now, so got an out.
Got the max of 120. And the 1-2, and another foul ball.
That's Jackson Green and really Braden Green. They both have this trait. They just make you throw pitches.
Yeah.
They may go down, but it's not going to be quietly into the night. They're going to battle. And he's doing it here against one of the premier arms and players in the state.
Jackson, he's got a runner in scoring position. He's trying to poke something out there and tack on another for the Bees here in the fifth. They had 3 runs in the first, 2 more in the third. They lead 5-1 in the top of 5 with 2 gone. Another 1-2 pitch on the way from Martin. It misses outside, 2-2. And now a lot of pitches just in this AB.
8 pitches in this at-bat.
It's a 2-2 count.
Just went over the century mark.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Green at the plate. Martin still a long look in. They're trying to get those signs squared away with Long behind the plate, and the delivery misses outside, and the count runs full on Jackson Green.
We talked about how it's been generous outside, but that time Long had to slide a little bit and pull. You get both those actions, just tough to get a called strike there.
Just missed the spot a little bit as Long, like you said, had to turn the wrist a little upside down. A full count here to Green. He'll ask for time and step out.
This is a great battle. You talk about one of the more experienced players, one of the newer stars on the scene in the Upper Cumberland battling it out here. That's why we're here tonight.
West takes his lead at second. Martin peers in. And time asked for again.
This is fun. Who's going to make the play?
The head game's going on. Green will step back in. Martin will ready on the mound. And the payoff. Back up the middle. Martin falls to the ground. He gloves, he throws, and gets the out at first as Montgomery has to step to the other side of the bag. Martin wins the battle, and the Bees strand a runner in the process. Owls back to the plate in the bottom of 5. You're watching the high school baseball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
At the Quality family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
we provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality family, trusted care right where life happens.
5-1 lead for the Upperman Bees here in the high school baseball game of the week, and the shadows starting to get a little bit longer here in Carthage. Again, there are no lights here at Smith County, so you do have to finish the game at some point here in Carthage. The Owls trailing 5-1, coming up in the bottom of 5. They've got the top of the lineup due up again. Cole Hackett, Riley Martin, and Max Long against Denton Huddleston in his second inning of work.
He's very good in that first inning. He threw 10 pitches and 9 strikes. That'll play, but can he continue it now as the lineup flips over and it's go time for Smith County? You're not guaranteed another AB if you're one of these top 3 in the order.
He just allowed an infield single to Drake Brown, had a couple of strikeouts and a ground out. That's a good breaking ball across for strike 1 to Hackett. Hackett singled in the first, grounded out in the third. He's 1 for 2.
I'd be stunned if Denton Huddleston doesn't start to see more innings after the way he's thrown already in this one.
Been in command. And again, just his second appearance. He only had 1 inning of work before this appearance today, all season long. The 0-1, that one, I have no idea how I missed it.
That's your announcer jinx. I'm giving that to you, not me.
What jinx?
Well, missed bat on the pitch.
How did I jinx him?
You were talking about how in command he was.
Well, he is. 1-1. Back up the middle, big bounce, Worsing gloves, good throw, and the first out of the inning.
Chris Worsing is a steadying force for this Upperman team at the plate and in the field. It gives you a lot of confidence, even on that hop that leaps up, that he's just going to find a way to make the play.
I think the biggest thing, too, is you get a little bit more arm power there at the shortstop position with Worsing there, and that's nothing against Mullins. He's just a freshman. That'll get stronger as he gets a little bit bigger. Stepping in again will be Riley Martin. He has been aboard one time. He singled in the first. He lined out on a hot shot to Chris Worsing in the third. There's 1 out in the inning, and the first pitch across from Huddleston is strike 1.
14 pitches, 12 strikes.
See, in command.
No doubt.
Huddleston peers in. He's got Carson Shoup behind the plate. Giving the signs, and the 0-1. Breaking ball. That didn't miss by much. It's 1-1.
That is a strike.
Pretty darn close.
That is a strike.
It's also one where if is hung a little bit more, it may be sent to the moon.
That is a great point.
Here's the 1-1.
What is the thing up there going around the moon right now? Artemis, or is that what it's called?
Sure.
Yeah. They're up there. Get a new souvenir in the window.
NASA.
Yeah. That's the name of the ship? It's NASA?
That's who's there.
Goodness gracious. That's okay. Sure.
I don't know the name of the ship.
It's Artemis 2. Artemis 2? Cameron knew.
That is ripped into the outfield and down for a base hit. Hedrick stays in, or Hedrick's at third base now. That is Rylan Case out in left field for the Bees. And Riley Martin is able to find his way aboard for the second time today with a one-out single. So Max Long to the plate. Hit by pitches last time. He drove in the only run of the game so far for the Owls on a double play ball back in the first. He's got a runner on first and one out here in the bottom of the fifth. You mentioned it, big opportunities here for this top part of the lineup. Only guaranteed 8 more outs here in this ball game. Martin takes a healthy lead at first, shoot behind the plate. This is popped up in the infield right side. Brown and Huddleston over there. And Huddleston almost got in the way, but Brown makes the catch. He saw Dawson Mullins throw his hands in the air, and he takes a big sigh of relief at second base as the catch is made by Sawyer Brown.
That is Huddleston, I think, wearing his catcher hat instead
exactly.
of his pitcher hat. As the pitcher, you get out of the way of that one.
Time's going to be asked for here by head coach Malone Smith. Maybe getting a runner on here for Riley Martin.
I have no idea what the question is here.
You had a kind of asking a question about it with the home plate umpire.
And the field umpire went, me? You want to talk to me? Okay. I have no idea.
This will be interesting to see what comes of this. Coach Farley's standing out of the dugout.
If anything gets overturned, you're going to see Wes Shanks come out of the dugout at 190 miles an hour. Petey said you might see him go on the field.
I was going to say,
and the home plate umpire just looked at Coach Smith to put his hands on it, no?
All right. Well, a little bit of a break for everybody in the field. And Montgomery to the plate for the third time today. He's been aboard a couple of times, 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. He's got Riley Martin over at first base with now 2 gone in the inning. Maybe just trying to throw the freshman off on the mound a little bit. He's been solid. And time is asked for by Montgomery. He'll step out. Den Huddleston working into his second inning of action. He worked a clean first inning in the fourth. Allowed 1 base runner on the infield single to Drake Brown. He's allowed 1 base runner here in the fifth so far to Riley Martin, as that pitch will miss inside. In the count 1-0 on Ethan Montgomery, the first baseman for the Owls. Smith County Owls at 12-7 on the season. Have won 3 games in a row and have scored 12 plus in each of those 3. A couple of run rule victories. One should have been another one. But Cannon County decided to score 8 runs in the top of the fifth in a 19-10 win for the Owls in that game, as that one's across for strike 1. Montgomery steps back in with a runner on first and a 1-1 count. Huddleston trying to strand another runner. Delivers. Runner goes. Check swing. I think he went around. Shoup gets the throw down. It was on the other side of the bag, and Mathis backs it up.
That was a really good job over at short to hold, as I don't think Riley Martin knew that ball got behind him, as he just held the tag there without a ball in his hands. That was a really good play by Chris Worsting.
They did call that a ball, but Montgomery had the bat pretty close to being around there on the offer. It's a 2-1 count here to him. And now a runner in scoring position in the form of Riley Martin. And now they are going to ask for Carson Shoup to come talk to Huddleston on the mound with Martin at second base. Make sure you get those signs squared away, especially with 2 outs here at the bottom of 5. Try to spell out this threats for the Owls. We're trying to get back into it in a 5-1 ball game.
Now, this is where, this is definitely the highest leverage situation Huddleston has had out on the mound. But in the grand scheme of things, in a non-district game, this is exactly why you have him out there. If you're the Upperman coaching staff, and if you're Smith County, can you finally cash in? They've had not a ton of major threats, but they've been kind of flirting with threatening so far. Can they cash in for another run?
6 hits today, 5 runners left stranded so far. Huddleston brings it home and misses outside. And it's 3-1 here to Ethan Montgomery. First base is open. You've got Jacob Lapham in the hole or on deck.
What you don't want to do is send something over to the plate that Montgomery can park down on the softball diamond.
He absolutely can.
No doubt about it.
Wind blowing pretty hard again across the field from first to third. And Huddleston again asking for a redo of the signs. Martin stands at second. He singled and then stole the bag at second base. 3-1 swung on and fouled off, and the count runs full. And that one into the porch area of a house. 3-2. Quick Farley goes through the signs with Shoop. Shoop trying to relay to Huddleston on the mound. A 3-2 count to Montgomery at the plate. The payoff pitch. Back up the middle. Worsing charges on. He gloves the throw in time. And Denton Huddleston, for a second straight inning, strands a runner, and the Bees have a 5-1 lead. We head to the sixth. Oh, McKay back on the headset. It's the high school baseball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood, or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
A call to the bullpen for the Smith County Owls for the first time in this game as we head to the top of the sixth inning with Upperman leading 5-1. Jaden Preston gets the ball, the right-hander with a very different arm slotting style than Riley Martin, whose day is done. He now goes into left field. He's going to face off against 6, 7, 8 in the Upperman order, with the Bees leading by 4.
Yeah, and Jaden Preston so far this season pitching, now going to make his 6th appearance on the year. Last pitched on March 30th against York Institute in a 12-2 win in that ball game. Preston was able to get the job done. He got the win in that game, pitched 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 5 strikeouts and 1 walk. He threw 56 pitches and 40 of them were strikes. So he's going to be in the zone and trying to hold serve here against this Upperman lineup for these final 2 innings to try to give their bats a chance on the other side. Riley Martin goes out to left, and then Howe over to right field from left.
All the boys are here today. I'm Noah. That's Jacob. That's Cameron. And Goose is here as well. The Goose is loose. Coverage coming to UpperCumberlandReporter.com.
He was going to go to Cookeville. They started earlier than he expected them to, so he's here at the high school baseball game of the week.
He bounces around during
does,
the spring sports season as well. He's going to give everybody their due as the first pitch is across for strike 1 to Sawyer Brown, and then he's going to call time here in just a moment. As Preston obviously doesn't have the velocity that Martin does, but very few players in the Upper Cumberland do. It's location, and Sawyer Brown called time. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a flyout. He has a strike against him. He's going to call time. Here comes the 0-1. Preston sees that breaking ball dip away. 1-1. Sawdog.
Yeah, we got that yesterday. At least heard it for the first time. Noticed it.
Jacob's J-Dog. We got that one done. Here comes the 1-1. This one fouled back by Sawdog, and it'll be 1-2. I liked it. It's one that's going to stick with us. It's not going anywhere. 2-strike pitch. This one chopped over. Going to be a tough play. Fielded cleanly at short. Long throw, and it's not in time. And leg it out for a single. It's 2 base hits today for Sawyer Brown. The throw was a little bit off, but Brown had beaten it anyway. And now he's going to head to second as the throw to the pitcher got away. So he'll advance over into scoring position with some heads-up base running.
Yeah, really good job there by Brown. Obviously, he's been able to beat it out a couple of times. That time the throw coming in, the pitcher just kind of gets away, so he takes advantage and takes second base. And for Hackett, there's nothing he can do there. I mean, again, just deep in the hole in a tough spot, and the throw wasn't going to beat him anyways. So a nice job by Brown. He's able to get now into scoring position as well, as Rylan Case will have an AB here.
So it is a single and then advancing on an error into scoring position with nobody out as Upperman looks for a little insurance here against an Owl offense that can definitely do it. 3 straight 12-plus run performances, but just 1 so far today.
The 4th error of the game for the Owls defensively as well.
Rylan Casey's the first pitch breaking ball. That is a very good pitch by Jaden Preston across for strike 1.
Really good breaking ball across. We saw that in that first batter to Brown. It just broke out of the zone. That time it starts at the hip and breaks in.
This is the one spot in the order that hasn't done anything productive today for Upperman. 2 strikeouts, but it's been 3 different batters now with Case the third. And that one bounces in and immediately going over is Brown. He's trying to leg it out, and he's in safely. That is aggressive base running for Sawyer Brown, and it works out as he now stands at third with 1 down. Or, pardon me, with nobody out.
Yeah, a good job by Brown. Again, it didn't get very far away from long behind the plate, but Brown committed to it, and that's the biggest thing. You cannot hesitate in that situation. He sees it gets away, and he takes the opportunity.
1-1. That one misses inside to Case. It's 2-1. This could absolutely be a spot where Rylan Case bunts. Really not playing in anywhere in the field for Smith County. 5-1 ball game here in the top of the 6th, the 2-1. That is a great take by Rylan Case. Misses downstairs, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, you could bunt for a single here. You mentioned it. You've got the runner at third, Lapham pretty far back. Montgomery isn't going to field it. The only guy that would really be able to field it is Preston on the mound.
Yeah, Martin has fielded a couple when he was on the mound, but obviously we know the range Riley Martin has. Here comes the 3-1.
I don't think he's going to field it in left.
Case swings at this one, sends it right up the middle. Brown starts to head home. The throw goes to first. That's a mistake. And Brown comes across to score. Good luck scoring that one, Petey. Upperman gets one more. It's 6-1.
Well, he looked the runner back, but then he didn't continue to look the runner back. Sawyer Brown was way off the bag. He's either got to run at him or just throw it home. Instead, he allows the run to score and then gets the out over at first base. So he does get the out, but he could have cut down that run.
So it'll be a ground out, and then scoring on the run is Brown. Sorry, Rylan Case, you don't get the RBI, and this one is right into the back of Dawson Mullins, who heads down on the hit by pitch.
Second time today as well, as he got hit in his last AB, so he takes a trip down to first for the second time getting hit.
Andrew Hedrick will climb in here for his first attempt against Jaden Preston, and this game is getting a little bit out of hand at 6-1. Upperman in front, looking for more.
And haven't had a whole lot of hits, just 3 hits on the day for the Bees, but they have been able to take advantage of the opportunities on the miscues by the Owls defensively.
Preston out of the stretch as Mullins takes his lead. For an Upperman team, doesn't have a ton of speed. Mullins has his fair share. How aggressive will he be as Hedrick turns to show bunt? Now pulls back a hit and run as Mullins takes off. It's a late throw. He slides in safely on the tee-up stolen base.
And it kind of worked out. Long wasn't quite aware that he was stealing just because of all that going on with the bunt and then pulling back and trying to swing away. He's trying to focus on catching the pitch and then obviously gets the late throw down. So Mullins gets into scoring position. You could still see Hedrick try to bunt this one.
Mullins got a really good jump as well, as he slides in the tee-up stolen base. Tee-up, your hometown state-of-the-art indoor golfing experience in Baxter, an all-inclusive sponsor at UCR. This is the game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture. Back at it with another game of the week on Tuesday. Warren County and Cookeville. Big one. District Series game number 2 as this one is chopped over. Work at second, fielded cleanly. Throw to first in time, but it gets away. Another error and a run will score. Maybe a 15-foot throw off the mark, and Upperman cashes in again. It's 7-1.
It was on the mark. Montgomery just didn't glove it. I mean, it was right there. It just kind of popped out of the mitt. It hit him right in the mitt and gets past him. So another run across, and now 7-1 lead for these Bees here in the 6th.
It is 4 errors so far. Pardon me, 5 errors for Smith County in this game. 2 in the inning, and the lineup flips over for Braden Green with still only 1 out.
8-1 on the scoreboard. That's not right.
It's 7-1. As this one tips again off the glove, another miscue. And Hedrick barrels into scoring position over to second.
I mentioned for the Smith County team, winners of 3 games in a row. They had 3 losses in a row before that to Boyd Buchanan, the Villages Charter, and Signal Mountain. And now you're going to have a visit to the mound as the infield just kind of out of sorts. Preston now a little bit out of sorts, trying to bring the pitches home as well.
And Malone Smith, he said, everybody come here. He wants to talk to his entire infield as the wheels have just kind of blown off the wagon a little bit. A 7-1 ball game, but Upperman's looking for more here, trying to cash in with the top of the order. Braden Green's at the plate. You know how dangerous he is, and then one of the most dangerous hitters in Class 3A, Chris Worsing, looming behind.
And it seems like Worsing kind of getting out of that slump a little bit here as well. Now in this ball game against Smith County, and already a 7-1 lead. You bring another run across here in this 6th inning of action. And mentioned now the outs very limited for the Owls on the other side, but a lineup that can definitely do some damage. But now you get the top of the lineup for the Bees, who are trying to cash in for some more.
And Worsing rocketed one to third his last time up.
He took 2 steps out of the box, and Lapham was able to glove it.
Preston trying to rally home here with a runner at second. Hackett clapping behind Hedrick. He'll turn and look back. Nobody there to cover the bag.
And a nice job by the Bees dugout as well, paying attention, helping them out on the base path.
2 runs across for Upperman, 2 errors, a hit batter, pass ball, stolen base, all sorts of stuff, but no base hits in this inning outside of the single for Sawyer Brown to lead it off. Braden Green trying to add on. Good pitch across to the knees for strike 1. Mentioned Upperman back at it. Jacob and Cameron, they'll be there tomorrow at Sweetwater. 2 games in a row, Lenore City, Boyd Buchanan. Should be close to on time because of the time limit.
Yeah.
That helps keep things a little bit better on schedule.
Well, pretty winnable ball game against Lenore City, and then Boyd Buchanan is going to have a good team coming up tomorrow in game number 2.
A 1-1 chop foul by Green, and it's 1-2, and both of the big arms for Upperman not having to play another game until next Thursday will be available. Chris Worsing, Jackson Green, you're likely going to see them on the mound at some point tomorrow.
Probably see Dawson Mullins maybe in game 1 coming up tomorrow on the mound. He's been getting those Saturday starts since he has returned. Obviously just one of them so far.
Preston with the 1-2 coming to Braden Green, trying to get out number 2 in the inning. That one misses outside for a ball, and it's 2-2.
We saw Jackson Green work a really good AB his last time up, and you mentioned Braden can do the same thing. He is right now at 2-2.
There's a walk, a strikeout, a line out, and a run scored so far. Only thing that's eluded him is a base hit. Hedrick with a lead at second. Preston takes a deep breath. Here comes the 2-2 to Green. He'll send this one up into the air, angling towards the gap. Center fielder gives it a look and cannot get there. One hops near the track, spinning around. Here comes Hedrick. He's going home. The throw is off the mark. It hit Green in the shoulder. Run will score. It's an RBI double. But attention to Braden Green as that throw was way into the air and came down and hit him right on the top of the shoulder, and that does not feel good.
Yeah, that's just so unfortunate for Braden Green. He was going to get into second base safely no matter what. Hackett got to it really quickly on one bounce. He spins and tosses it out there towards second base. And it didn't have a chance to get Green, but it catches him right in the shoulder on the slide down as well. So the attention to him and the training staff out there from Smith County do a great job looking at him. Coach Shanks out there too, but what a job by Braden Green. Puts it in a great spot. He hit that one hard out to right center, able to score the run and put another runner into scoring position as the Bees get another across.
That is the 5th RBI of the season, 3rd double of the season for Braden Green as one of the best trainers. We've got some great athletic trainers in our area. Smith County's is Lee Rice, and he goes out and has a word that's likely when you're fine from it just hurts. It's like getting hit by a pitch right in an awkward spot.
And you're not expecting it at all either, so you can't really brace for it on the way in.
Here comes that man, Chris Worsing, and already 3 across for the Bees, who have started to break this game open, 8-1. Here in the top of the 6th, Worsing still waiting for his first long ball of the year. Preston trying to find a way to hunker down and get a couple of outs and get it back to the bats. First pitch. That is a called strike.
You could hear the oohs from the, more so groans from the Upperman side.
I had to take the pitching wedge out to get to that one. Green takes his lead over at second. It is a healthy one as Worsing awaits, and he's just going to step out.
Every time you've had runners on second base, you've seen these pitchers kind of struggle with the signs as the catcher's trying to go through them and not allow those runners on second to really pick up on them.
0-1 coming to Chris Worsing. Jaden Preston glances back towards Green, bouncing behind the field umpire. And Coach Farley says, back, as Hackett went to cover the bag.
And Chris called time as well at the plate. It was taking a while.
Chess match is on right now, but it is all Bees in Carthage. Finally, we think, here comes the 0-1 to Worsing. That one dips low, and it's 1-1. Upperman with 8 runs on 5 hits. The stat of the game, 5 Smith County errors so far in this ball game. Smith County's actually out-hit Upperman. 7 hits so far for the Owls, but just 1 run to show for it. Came back in the first inning. 1-1 to Worsing. That one, and on the hands for a called strike, and it's 1-2.
I mean, yeah, if he doesn't back out of the way, it catches him in the hand. He's not really on the plate either.
Not been a good zone today.
It's been very generous, but it's been consistent.
That's
both
not
sides.
what I said.
But no, it ain't been good.
And now a spin, throwback, pretty good one, tag, not in time. Just back in was Green. That was a great move from Preston as he flipped around and fired it to Hackett with a pretty good tag. Green just beat it back in.
The awkward slide in as well, but he was able to get in, like you said, just in time to get underneath that tag.
And the throw brought the tag right where it needed to be.
Right.
Just got to smack it down on him. Green right back with a big lead. Here comes the 1-2 to Worsing. He'll flare this one into the air towards second. Under it, no problem to make the catch for out number 2. Drake Brown there. And it'll bring up Carson Shoup trying to add on for an Upperman team that leads 8-1.
And Worsing upset with himself with that one. He knew he was close on it, just got a little bit too out in front off the end of the bat. Nice play at second base to get that second out of the inning. But Carson Shoup, he has been swinging it well, comes to the plate here with a runner in scoring position.
He's reached 3 times, was hit by a pitch, has singled and walked so far. He's got a runner at second with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Jaden Preston, a couple of glances back. And Shoup going to call time. Preston, he takes his time, especially with the runner out there, and so these Upperman hitters getting a little bit tired of waiting, and they're calling for time fairly often in this inning. Again, long look in here. First pitch to Shoup. He waves and misses at the curveball that he was trying to send to the high school. He was trying to put that in Matt Farrell's office. Came up empty-handed, and it's 0-1.
There. It's on the other side of the high school.
It was a healthy cut.
You know what I'd welcome to the high school game? A pitch clock.
Yeah, absolutely. I have an idea. Maybe after this pitch. The 0-1. That one misses low, and it's 1-1. Shot clock and pitch clock all in one fell swoop. Just rip the Band-Aid off. We'll be okay.
Down.
It can happen. And everyone saying you can't do it. We go to these tournaments in Florida, and they've got some teenager sitting there working the shot clock, and it may mess up one time, and they fix it, and it's fine. That's good. Let's just do it.
What, 40 seconds?
We can. Yes. No, 30. It's 30. It's 30.
I'm
It
good with
works.
30.
Here comes the 1-1. That breaking ball starting to work here for Preston. Comes up empty for Shoup, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, good job that time. Kind of starts in the middle of the plate, works away with it. Shoup a little bit out in front, can't quite connect. And now ahead in the count, has 2 outs in the inning, and trying to get out of it after another couple of runs have come across for the Bees.
Preston with a long look in. The 1-2 coming. Shoup sends this one hard hit towards short. Hackett fields cleanly. Throw to first is high, and another error. Shoup going to turn and head to second. Another run scores. It is the 6th Smith County error of the game. And Upperman adds on, and now they're flirting with a run rule. It's 9-1.
Yeah, and he didn't think that was possible. But again, that one was hard hit, good clean glove, and a fairly good throw. But Montgomery, it just pops out of the glove again. It's the second time we've seen that from Montgomery at first base, where it just hits the mitt and it pops out. And he's going to get subbed out. So Montgomery, the first baseman, getting subbed out of the game after a couple of errors over at first base now. And they bring in a new first baseman.
And it looks like they're going to make a couple of changes. And this is a message, I think, being sent by the head coach.
I don't blame him.
That was a lack of attention to detail. A couple of errors in this half inning.
Well, 13 came on.
And they're also going to get Hackett out. Rigsby going to go in over to short.
Maddox Parker is at first base.
And Maddox Parker is at first. And I don't blame Coach.
What, 6 errors now in the ball game?
6 errors.
3 of them here in this inning.
And, some errors are, the ball gets on you a little bit awkwardly.
Yeah,
or you just
even in that first inning, they had a couple of errors, but there were weird errors. They weren't ones where you just weren't paying attention or whatever, and not taking your time and making a good throw, or these last few just have not been good errors by the Owls.
And here's Denton Huddleston, who's having himself a ball game on the other side of the diamond, but hasn't found a way to put it in play outside of a sacrifice bunt back in the third inning. Jaden Preston going to have to be frustrated as he puts a fastball across for strike one. He has made the plays to get out of this inning, and his defense has let him down just a little bit with several errors in this frame. 3 innings in this half inning. 3 errors in this half inning, I should say. 0-1 coming for Denton Huddleston from Jaden Preston. Huddleston flares this one off the end of the bat. And at 9-1, these Upperman hitters are swinging for the fences.
That one looked like a meatball coming in there, that kind of cement mixer over the middle part of the plate, and he was just way out in front of it off the end of the bat.
0-2 with 2 outs. Preston going to try to do it himself with a punch out here, now trailing 9-1. Preston with a look back, runner bouncing around at second, now comes home. Called strike 3. Stretched the outside corner a little bit further that time and gets the call to retire the side, but not before the Bees strike for 4 more. They lead 9-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's the high school baseball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture and the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood, or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. The shadows now cover the field, and this game's going to have to end pretty quickly with no lights on. Upperman has opened up a 9-1 lead over the Smith County Owls in the first high school baseball game of the week of the season. Game number 2 next Tuesday, a big one in Putnam County, as the Cookeville Cavaliers welcome in the Warren County Pioneers in a district matchup. That one going to be all sorts of fun coming up on Tuesday with a 6 o'clock scheduled first pitch. Back live on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. Here today, the story, the errors. 6 Smith County errors and 2 in that last half inning. 3 total, but 2 just complete lack of concentration. Changes made in the lineup for Malone Smith, who said enough is enough. Jacob Lapham will climb in. He's 0 for 2 so far. Denton Huddleston back out in his third inning. He's been really, really good so far. First pitch swing, and this one ripped right up the middle, then goes off the bag at second. Mathis has to take a new route to it, but Lapham finally gets on the base paths with a leadoff single, and Smith County, one at a time, going to try to claw their way back in. Here comes Morgan Sinclair.
Hey, they can get back into it. We mentioned it, 3 wins in a row. They've scored 12 runs or more in each of those 3 games, so they can score in bunches. So if you're Huddleston on the mound, you still got to have high concentration. And now with a leadoff base runner aboard and nobody out, you really got to bear down and make some good pitches.
One of the only main wrenches in that plan is that Upperman has Jackson Green available.
Right.
If this game gets tight, you probably would see that change for Wes Shanks as the first pitch misses low and outside, and it's 1-0 to Sinclair. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout so far.
Yeah, the only guy not available, obviously Chris Worsing, you'd have him tomorrow. Jackson Green available, having pitched on Monday.
Braden Wilkie threw yesterday way past 25 pitches. Breaking ball, this one flared into the infield. Coming up is Sawyer Brown, and he makes the catch for out number 1.
How about Sawyer Brown? You mentioned it. It's been Carson Jupe over there at first base, Chris Worsing over there at first, and now Sawyer Brown gets the chance to be on the field, and he has had to make some plays over there at first, and he has lived up to every single time. Made some nice catches, some good putouts as well. He's been really solid.
I think we both had the same reaction. We got the lineup card from Wes Shanks earlier today, especially when Jupe was at third. We said, that's your lineup if you're Upperman.
Well, heck, even with Den Huddleston on the mound and Jupe
Absolutely.
behind the plate, it feels
works
pretty
just
good right
fine.
now.
First pitch swinging here, aggressive approach for Smith County as this one's ripped into center by Drake Brown. And the second base hit of the inning has runners at first and second with 1 out, trailing by 8. Walker Hackett going to climb in, trying to add on as Smith County looks to start a rally.
Well, and they've been able to see Huddleston now a couple of times, and so they've been able to time him up, and he's been in the zone. He has been peppering the strike zone, so you might as well swing early because you're probably going to get something in the zone.
Hackett so far singled, stole a base in the second, and then struck out looking in the fourth. Third AB of the ball game for him. Runners at first and second as the Owls try to apply some pressure, trailing by 8, and already time going to be called here.
Yeah, it's been both sides.
Yeah,
Each
no
time
doubt.
somebody gets on second base, they just going through the signs. And it's just been taking a while to relay that to the pitcher on the mound.
Pitch clock as Huddleston rises and fires. This one gets away from Shoup. One hops into the mat, and now 2 in scoring position for Smith County on the wild pitch. Brown moves over to second. Lapham is at third. Still plenty of breathing room for Upperman, but Smith County, they are explosive. Haven't been able to get it rolling yet, but it's the lower part of the order right now, putting some runners on. 1-0, big looping breaking ball in there for strike 1.
My goodness. That breaking ball just breaks so much.
Started up at the eyes and ended in the zone. Huddleston rocks with the 1-1. Another breaking ball. This one ripped over towards Worsing. Fields it on a back hop. No, it gets past him into left. 1-run score. Stop sign on. And now a look over from Hedrick towards first. Back in time. It's an RBI single for Walker Hackett. And the Owls with some life here, trying to roar back. Runners at the corners with 1 out and 1 across.
And that's that breaking ball again, but that time it doesn't break as much, and it stays over the middle part of the plate. And now you're going to have Coach Farley come out and talk it over with Huddleston on the mound as well. Nothing Worsing can do there. That ball was sharply hit into the hole. He tried to backhand it. Even if he does, you're probably not going to get the runner at first base anyways. So a nice piece of hitting. You drive the run home, and a little bit of life there for Smith County after the defensive miscues. Now you've got the bats going a little bit. You're still going to have another chance coming up in the bottom of the 7th no matter what. So trying to get some across here and cut into the lead and see if you can't give yourself a chance.
3 singles in the inning already for Smith County with a pop-out mixed in. And now it's the 9-hole hitter, Ben Howell, trying to set the table for the top of the order. Now it's a different top of the order because of the substitutions. And we'll see who takes the bat as Coach Farley has a mound visit with the entire infield. And now we'll head back into the dugout. So tough spot for the freshman on the mound, his longest outing in his varsity career by a mile. Denton Huddleston trying to hunker down here and limit the damage with 1 already across, runners at the corners, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, just had the 1 inning coming into this outing today, and now he's being relied upon pretty heavily to get them to the finish line and save some more of their pitchers coming up in a couple of games tomorrow at Sweetwater again.
Howell 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out so far. First pitch swing. Weekly rolled over towards Worsing, who attacks Fields. Throw to first is picked out cleanly in time. Another nice play by Sawyer Brown as an RBI comes across for Ben Howell. But it's the 2nd out of the inning on the 6-3 putout. Lineup flips over. Runner at second with 2 outs.
It's a really good job by Chris Worsing, and Sawyer Brown has to charge onto it. Brown has to pick it cleanly out of the dirt. Really good job by the shortstop and first baseman. And again, since he had that change in the field, now you're going to have the change here at this top part of the lineup as well. It'll be Rigsby batting.
Rigsby takes the bat here for Smith County. First pitch swinging here, another weak roller towards Worsing. More work for Worsing. His throw to first is in time. Chris Worsing putting on a show here in the bottom of the 6th. We will head to the final frame of the ball game. It's 9-3 Upperman in the high school baseball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust, so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
We head to the final frame, and it's another call to the bullpen for the Smith County Owls as they'll give it to their third right-hander of the afternoon. Walker Hackett takes the ball for the Owls, trailing 9-3. He's going to face off against 5, 6, and 7 in the Upperman order. The Bees have handled their business so far today, trying to finish it out and get one of their more impressive victories of the season, especially considering all the circumstances of this afternoon's ball game.
Yeah, and taking on Hackett, just his 4th appearance of the season, normally comes on in relief for just an inning or two, and you mentioned it for the Bees. They needed a win like this one, especially after the performance yesterday in that game against Saudi Daisy. Got to get them back on the right track and get them a little bit closer to that 500 mark again. They keep getting closer. Obviously, you mentioned it. It started 2-1 in those first 3 games of the season, but since then it has been a struggle. A lot of one-run games, but here in these recent games have been able to win some more, and then they're going to have another couple of tough ones coming up tomorrow against Lenore City and Boyd Buchanan. You would love to get a win today against one of the best teams in that 2A classification that has been on a hot streak and try to set you back up on a win streak again.
Jackson Green, he is looking to get it rolling here. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the first, struck out and grounded out since then. He's battled in each of his ABs. He'll be the first Upperman player to face Walker Hackett. First pitch fastball, and umpire's ready to go home. 0-1.
Hey.
Sun's setting.
It's 34 minutes. 32 now.
The 0-1. This one smacked over. It fielded cleanly in the hot corner. Throw to first is in time. Fielded cleanly for out number 1.
Kind of caught him, but he did make a nice throw. But Lapham, he's been solid over there at third base. Makes another nice play to get the first out of the inning here in the 7th.
You hold your breath right now. Every play in the field with 6 errors on the board for Smith County. They have 10 hits to just 5 for Upperman. They had Riley Martin going on the bump. Say that an hour ago, 2 hours ago, Smith County's rolling. Not the case. Upperman's rolling up by 6 as that one misses upstairs to Sawyer Brown, who is 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and an RBI today. He's also scored a run.
We kind of expected we'd see Riley Martin, and we knew we were going to get Maddox Barnes as well for the Bees, and you thought, all right, this is going to be a tough task for these young Bees, but they get the quick start with a few errors there in that first inning, and then some really good pitching from Barnes. Shoop came in, and then Huddleston has been solid.
2-0 pitch coming to Brown as he tomahawks this one into the Hyundai.
I was going to say that, yeah, that Honda is parked in just an awful spot.
I mean, if it didn't just clip a windshield, window, or mirror, it's the grace of God. That is not an exaggeration. It is in a terrible spot.
That's why you go park back there at the,
I parked
the courthouse
a mile
annex,
away.
whatever it is.
As that one misses outside, and it's 3 balls, 1 strike to Brown. And see, it looks like it is Rylan Case still with the bat in his hands over on deck. 3-1. Why not? 3-2.
Just a wow on the side.
Keep those comments rolling in. The 3-2 payoff pitch. That one misses. Ball 4. And it's a Nick's Restaurant walk for Sawyer Brown. He has reached 3 out of his 4 plate appearances so far. Rylan Case will climb in. He grounded out in his first appearance. Linda's watching. She's cheering on the Owls. Vicky's cheering for the Bees, as is Diane. Surely this is a burner account. Lawn Ranger says, come on, Owls. Maybe it's not. If your name's Lawn Ranger, I apologize, but that seems like a spoof name, as that one misses outside, 1-0.
It's a heck of a name.
If it is your real name, I apologize, and that's an awesome name. A fantastic one. Debbie's watching from California. Usually that means they're cheering on Chris Worsing. The 1-0 to Case. That one is called strike. 1-1.
Dipped in there.
Okay. 1-2.
That one didn't dip in there.
Case behind in the count, 1-2. Dawson Mullins on deck next. Runner at first is Brown with a healthy lead. Hackett trying to get outs, and the breaking ball just fouled back to stay alive.
Listen, you mentioned it. No lights. You better be up there swinging. Anything remotely
on a 9-3 game,
2 to 3 baseballs off the plate, you better be swinging.
Comes the 1-2. No, Hackett going to step off, look back.
Be interesting to see the ABS challenges in this game.
We'd be here till tomorrow. Here comes the 1-2. Breaking ball. Cole, strike 3. That one did fall right back in the zone. A great pitch for Walker Hackett for out number 2.
Yeah, that was a really good one. Really, it started right at that elbow of Case. It breaks off of it, drops into the zone, and able to get that strikeout for the second out of the inning. And here comes Dawson Mullins. Been hit a couple of times his last 2 plate appearances.
Quality family strikeout for Walker Hackett. He's been pretty good in this inning of relief. Gave up the walk, but has a ground out and a strikeout. His throws behind the runner at first. She's back in safely. You know, Mullins was hit by a pitch in his last 2 at-bats. He stole a base. He scored a run. 1 strikeout back in the second. Hackett comes in. Mullins, check swing, called a strike, 0-1.
If this result holds, I'm going to have a heck of a time trying to pick the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game.
Yeah, good luck. There's a few good options. 0-1, breaking ball. Say he offered at it, and it's 0-2.
Why not?
0-2, healthy lead for Brown over there. 2-out pitch, that one, called strike 3. Back-to-back backwards K's for Walker Hackett, who throws well in his 1 inning of relief. Last chance for the Owls on the other side. Coverage presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network. Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics on UCR. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer with a huge selection of outdoor power equipment including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
We're having show and tell here in Smith County. Welcome back, 9-3. Upperman out in front looking for maybe their most impressive all-around victory of the season today. And trying to close it out is Denton Huddleston, who's gone 3 strong innings of relief and has earned a spot with more innings moving forward with this Upperman rotation. He's going to face a tall task. Riley Martin, 2 for 3 so far with a couple of singles. He'll climb in looking to jumpstart a massive rally for the Smith County Owls.
Yeah, and again, if you're the Bees and you're defensively, if you're Huddleston, you got to make some good pitches. Trust your defense. This Owls team can absolutely get back into it in a hurry. So try to make some good pitches and limit the damage here in this 7th. But Huddleston's been really, really good so far in relief.
First pitch swinging from Martin. Flares this one into right, read cleanly. And coming up to make the catch for out number 1.
Jackson West? Yeah.
It is Jackson West who makes the catch, and it's a 1-pitch out to open up the bottom of the 7th. Max Long will climb in, trying to just extend this game. Quite frankly, at this point, Smith County is going to need the game to end because of darkness, because they need a long inning. Huddleston. First pitch, caught a ball, 1-0, and For Huddleston, he does not look like a guy who's only pitched one inning so far this season.
Well, it helps when you're behind the plate. You're playing every day, so his arm is getting action. Obviously, it's much different when you're on the mound, but I'm sure he's been throwing some bullpens too and staying fresh.
1-0 breaking ball chopped over towards third. Fielded cleanly by Hedrick. Throws across the infield in time, and the Owls are down to their final out tonight.
I mean, this Bees team has some really impressive freshmen defensively that have made some plays all game long. We've seen Hedrick out in left and at third. Sawyer Brown has been really good at first base, and now down to the final out. And you mentioned it could be one of the more complete wins for the Bees this season.
They have been inconsistent as you would expect a team this young to be, but its performances like today and earlier this week against Livingston, why they still have the potential to do some things this year. Yes. First pitch, that one hits him right in the chest. That is not a fun place to get hit, but he'll head down to first.
Hey, and that's mentioned Maddox Parker. He came on for Ethan Montgomery there defensively, and now he's getting the opportunity, saying, you know, I'm getting on any way I can, trying to earn some more playing time.
It's a check swing that hits him in the
Right.
chest. A very weird place to get
in
hit.
the arm a little bit, too.
And now Jacob Lapham will climb in. He singled and scored a run back in the 6th inning as part of a 1-for-3 day so far. And Denton Huddleston wants a new baseball. Upperman trying to get one more out and secure a win. Then they'll play 2 tomorrow against Lenore City and Boyd Buchanan. Then they don't have district games next week.
Until Thursday, they'll be at DeKalb County, the former district opponent.
We've done a lot of games there. Throw over from Huddleston is bouncing around was Parker.
Aggressively bouncing around as well.
No, PD, we will not be there Wednesday for the JV game. I can promise you that, my friend. We will be a game on Tuesday, high school baseball game of the week next week. A big district matchup, District 6-4A between Warren County and Cookville.
Sure.
6 o'clock. What are you saying, sure?
Is that what they are? I don't know. Baseball, I don't know if
Yeah.
it's different numbers-wise.
No,
they are in 4A. I know that for a
It's
fact.
going to be a good one. They'll play on Monday in McMinnville and Tuesday in Cookville. First pitch, that one misses outside. Shoot, thought about the back pick, couldn't get it clean.
Shortest road trip of the season for him for district play.
You ain't kidding.
Only an hour away.
District is in air quotes, used very lightly.
Just not a whole lot of opportunities for him being where they are.
That picture I showed you was still on my phone. That's crazy. Here comes the 2-0. That breaking ball almost dipped into the zone.
Where'd that miss?
It did dip into the zone. Instead, it's 3-0. Jacob Lapham. Petey with a great chirp from behind the dish. Owls down 6, trying to get a huge rally. That one misses up and in, ball 4. And Coach Farley kind of tosses his pen to the side. He's going to come out and have a word with his freshman pitcher on the hill.
Well, and this could be some of that just not having the innings there. You could be getting a little bit tired on the mound now as that pitch count getting up there a little bit.
He's at 41. But you want him to be able to finish this out with how well he's thrown, get that final out. It'll be Morgan Sinclair coming up next. He hasn't reached yet. A couple of flyouts and a strikeout so far for Sinclair. And it is getting dark in a hurry.
Sunsets, I think my phone said 7:03. 6:46 right now.
Great sound choice for the visiting
7:06.
mound visit.
Sorry, we still got 20 minutes of sun daylight. That's also for Cookville, though. So
it's also lightly. I would say take that lightly because there's a lot of trees and
this is one of those.
mountainous.
This is one of those where you're watching golf when it gets dark out. And it looks super bright on camera,
And
it
it's
gets
not
dark.
at all.
Yeah. They're okay right now. It's a good thing there's no clouds.
Sinclair trying to extend this game. Runners at first and second against Denton Huddleston. The freshman with a look back. Now he'll come home. First pitch fastball. He's been really throwing the breaking ball a lot in this inning. See if he just comes after him with a few more of the heaters, and it's 0-1.
Well, good to see him there that time as well. A lot of them been missing high and inside. That time it does a little bit, but he's able to rip it off, finish the throw, and get it a little bit closer to the zone.
Two teams going to be very dangerous in district play. Obviously, already have shown that they are. The 0-1. That one dips away and gets past Shoop. And he got stuck under the mat. So everybody advances safely into scoring position. 2 runners now out there for Smith County, trailing 9-3. Sinclair can put this one in play. It's going to get a little more interesting in a hurry here.
Just a 6-run game right now. He's still got a few more batters to come to the plate before it gets really interesting, but he definitely could.
You know, Smith County scored 2 in the 6th, and it was the lower half of the order, which is where they're heading right now, who did that damage. Huddleston knows what he wants to throw. Here comes the 1-1. Sinclair sends this one up into the air in center. Mathis with a beat on it, and he makes the catch. And Upperman gets it done in the high school baseball game of the week. Final score, Bees 9, Owls 3.
Yeah, that's a really, really big win for the Upperman Bees today on the road. Really didn't have the bats going. Just 5 hits, I think, for the Bees so far today. But able to get 9 runs across, really taking advantage of the miscues defensively by Smith County on the base paths. Were very aggressive and very smart as well. And then defensively, we're very solid against a Smith County team that can really hit the baseball well. A big win for the Bees as they go into tomorrow for a couple of games and now back to 9-10 on the year.
Upperman gets it done today. Let's get to the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. You mentioned it was going to be a tough one, but I think we have an idea of where you're going to go.
I like Sawyer Brown with this one. He drives in a run in the 3rd inning. He reaches and scores in the 6th as well, and he reached 3 times today. But defensively, he was really solid. A couple of nice picks there defensively at first base. Made some nice catches on some pop flies in the infield. And one of his first chances in a long time to be out in the field. He'd been swinging it well coming into the game. He continues to swing it well and gets the job done defensively. I like Sawyer Brown for the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game for the Bees.
Smith County falls to 12-8 on the season. Their 3-game winning streak comes to an end. Next up for them, a district matchup at Monterey on Monday night. Upperman improves to 9-10. They have 2 matchups tomorrow, an opportunity to get back above 500 again. We talked about that yesterday for the first time since game number 3 of the season. Lenore City at 10 a.m. Central Time, followed up with a matchup against Boyd Buchanan at 12:30. Those games will be on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. Next up for the high school baseball game of the week, Tuesday night in Cookeville, as the Cookeville Cavaliers welcome in the Warren County Pioneers. First pitch set for 6 o'clock back here live on the same main platforms. That'll do it for us tonight. Final score from Carthage, Upperman 9, Smith County 3. I'm Noah McKay for Jacob Vincent, Cameron Hughes, Jeff P.D. Goolsby, and Michael Goose Lindsay, and everybody at UCR. We say so long from Smith County.